And a big welcome back here to the Irish Gamer Market Twitch stream here. We are finally ready to conclude all of this weekend's amazing activities that we've had going on so far. Of course, you've had Street Fighter, you've had Tekken. Today, it is time for Guilty Gear and the last of the big games in the Emerald Circuit to find out who's getting those first big hauls of points. My name is Sert. It's been a pleasure to be here over the weekend, but an even bigger pleasure to be with a commentator who is going to give me a variety of skills, because Variety, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I've heard that quite a few times, so...
I apologize for adding to the list, but...
Hey, the bigger, the better.
Oh, man, but no. It's been a fun day so far. I mean, obviously, you've come for Strive. It's been a pretty interesting bracket from what I've seen. Obviously, with the matches that we've got, which appear to be Matty versus Car Battery, Scarfell versus Joe, Mr. Potato versus Flood, Mr. Finer versus Dr. K. I'm not going to ask you who your favorite is. I'm going to ask if you think there's any, sleeper picks or demons that could potentially upset the standings here.
I do think so. Matty has been, I'm pretty sure is the seed one on this bracket,
right,
has been the favorite to take this, won the last IGM, got like pretty far in the first one, and I'd say Scarfeld's probably seed 2, but has taken quite a large break from the game.
Right.
Has come back pretty recently, started playing on Wanted, run by Damascus.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure seed 3 would be Joe, who is
third place from last year as well, right? I
mean,
you've got a strong performance from those top 3. I'm sure we're going to see them soon enough. Looks like the players on that matchup for the first match are ready to go. So we got Matty versus Car Battery. Looks like they're just giving a fist bump real quick. As you rightfully said, potentially the favorite right now. First at Winter Showdown 2024, third at Summer Showdown, but Car Battery, not one to be slept on. That Bedman was impressing me a lot on stream before, and I mean, the results back them.
Oh yeah, and fun fact, Winter Showdown, Car Battery's first ever tournament.
Oh really?
Yeah, amazing breakout performance from the tournament, and nobody had heard of him, well, apart from just being a Celestial Bedman that people knew back then, nobody really knew about Car Battery before that IGM, and then coming out, beating like many good players, like I think beating Hawkey and almost taking a game off Gideon, causing him to pop off, and lost the monitor, but
the incident,
yeah,
you could call it. Shout out to Gideon as we get into the first game of winners semis finals here right now. Matty is going to be starting off very slow. Obviously, projectiles are going to be something they're going to have to time very well to bypass with the flick. Walking Car Battery up to the corner right now, which they very much need to do. I think Bedman relies a lot on momentum and keeping control of Potemkin in this matchup, and if you get walked back to this corner where the guard crush can start happening, the conditioning, good luck.
Yeah, like especially against Matty in particular, being in the corner against him is extremely scary because he is a demon with the 6H. The 6H being one of the biggest reward things Potemkin can do in the corner, and Matty is an expert at spacing stuff out, trying to catch whip punches and then delete your life bar off it, as we see the first life bar of the set be deleted by Matty here.
Yeah, I mean, no hesitation whatsoever. Pretty emphatic and controlling in that neutral, as I said, walking the Bedman back to the corner as fast as possible. The flick there, get off me, trying to do the fly swat as we get a hit on the counter though. Car Battery fighting back, trying to take us towards the corner. Tap dust does work out, extension is there. Doesn't get the full routing, but however, it does have Matty locked down towards this corner. Should be able to secure a hard knockdown off this overdrive wall break. Pretty good stuff for Bedman incoming.
Yeah, and whatever the mix will be, we'll have that install error to back them up. Goes for the JD, trying to get a throw bait of some sort coming out, and still has that error in the back to extend that pressure. The 2K is going to catch the flick, and now this is looking amazing for Car Battery.
Space to gain though for Matty to at least get that counter hit and say, get off me for now. Stop sign as we try to find the clean hit once again. Shields up, but a little bit too late, and the spike gets through. Matty does escape from that corner at last, but a backdash from Car Battery does allow them to survive. A lot of long-range pokes right now. Like you're saying, Matty is fishing hard on those H buttons to try and get those combos. And I mean, look at the reward as well from these routes. You were discussing it, and it's just displayed right here.
Yeah, perhaps a pretty unoptimal route. The big damage comes out of those 50 bar confirms that Matty looks to do off of that button, but didn't have the bar on the table there. And Car Battery having the bar on the table is going to white Water Assault through the blue Water Assault. Incredible counterplay.
great response right there. And I like that they actually had the awareness to back off when the shield wall was coming as well. They didn't over-aggress, didn't get caught on the counter hit after they found that first hit and their first combo, then re-aggressed, still found it. They're going to get an extraordinarily quick wall break here as well, with just under 50% tension gauge, but Matty fights back, gets the counter hit, and trying to fish for those again for the punish.
Yeah, and still just, oh my god, possibly a misinput on the 6P there. Running back and maybe pressing a 5P of some sort, getting caught by that jump bait. Is going to be stuck in the corner against Matty now, which is something very, very scary. But that 6P, the range is going to keep Matty away, but the Hammerfall is going to get him back in.
Oh, I think the 5K whiff there, so there's a chance. Oh, actually gets the PRC to get over that one right now. That's huge for Car Battery as a big punish comes in. 50 tension gauge that could maybe opt for an RC. Wild Assault might be available as well. Got to spend those resources while Matty doesn't have them. There's need for 50 tension, just under 50 on the burst gauge as well. Gets the hit. No combo though. There's the throw. Oh, there's the game. My goodness, a tense first game to take us onto the scoreboard. But Car Battery, very impressive way to navigate some of those Potemkin matchup quirks.
Oh yeah, and as you mentioned earlier with those sleeper picks, Car Battery playing the bed character is a pretty good sleeper pick. Could, as we've seen, potentially take the game off the first seed of our tournament, Matty.
I mean, it's a very strong way to start up, but yeah, definitely, as you said, Bedman, not needing no sleep, doesn't need those deluxe Mimi pillows. As we get to the backdash again. Seen Car Battery going for those backdashes a couple of times, and they have worked out, but it's just the follow-up that they need to work on a bit more. However, stuck in the corner right now, actually challenges that with very good timing. Good counter hit from Car Battery there. Goes for the bomb throw with the head. 50 tension gauge, so you can set yourself up for the RC. Ooh, the cross-up, that was dirty.
Yeah, and still going to keep going from corner to corner. But Matty, still, as we've seen so far in this set, is very, very good at setting the pace with these long-range Potemkin buttons and scaring Car Battery into getting hit by these starters and chunking that life bar.
Yep, there's the wall break to finish that one off. Good confirmed from Matty in the end for sure. As we go into the next round, I mean, a very big advantage on the burst gauge for Car Battery right now, but they are going to get caught and immediately hit by the Potemkin Buster. Back to mid-screen. This time a whiff. Car Battery will be able to confirm that and should let it rip with a Beyblade to go right on back. Nice. Still tagging him. Still forcing Matty to block.
Yeah, but now Matty forcing Car Battery to block, not wanting to, ends up getting hit by... Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. What a punish right there. Ooh, from full range as well. I am impressed by Car Battery right now. Still keeping Matty towards the corner. There's the throw. That burst gauge is getting precariously high, though. Has to watch out for that, this Car Battery.
Still going in that corner once again. Matty's best spot, but wanted to keep it too hard. First, way too early, and is going to get baited. Car Battery can kill here with the right combo, hitting it, and now this is looking so good if Car Battery can close out this round.
Yeah, another one right there as Car Battery could be looking to go 2-0 up right now, getting in close. Eventually, but still getting spaced away by those little hammer pokes right there. Does not want to let Car Battery breathe. They do walk themselves back to the corner and then still find the counter hit, secure themselves the option, going in for even more damage, but has to relent in the end. Matty is going aggressive. As you can see, the 50 tension gauge, the burst gauge almost full as well. Car Battery has to somehow survive the onslaught.
Yeah, and quite an interesting thing that I only noticed just now. I think that was the first pop buster of the set.
I think the only other one we've seen was a punish on the Beyblade, yeah, but as a straight-up pop buster right there. Been very infrequent for Matty so far. Does feel like these games are being quite prolonged as well, and we are going through a lot of options as Car Battery backs off, trying to keep Matty away, but here comes the shield wall once again.
Yeah, the way Car Battery is playing is kind of not really let Matty get too many opportunities for these, but as we've seen here, still able to capitalize when he does end up getting those opportunities. But, ooh, he's going to drop the combo. And Matty is going to clean that up and tie things up 1-1, not letting a combo drop like that slide.
Yeah, really unfortunate. I mean, the BRC was actually quite a good option as well, but just the combo that was there afterwards didn't work out. Highly unfortunate for Car Battery right there, but we're launching into game 3. They're fighting back, driving on through, going in 5th gears. We get the hit, but they are going to get met by those long-range buttons again. Guard crush for the conditioning. Okay.
Yeah, and as that Mega Fist hits, Matty is able to get in 2K2D for that knockdown. Not too much damage, but is going to be piling on pressure. And reset into the Pot Buster. That's going to be a lot of damage for Maddie.
Yeah, big damage right there as we keep it up. Gets the kill in the end. I mean, a very convincing round for the Potemkin there. I do feel like Maddie asserting a lot of screen control and also getting those long-range counter hits where possible. I mean, I feel like, as you said, they are someone who's hyper-aware of that. It's going to be something Car Battery has to navigate. Punishes are going to be the key so far as we jump in, gets the mix-up, gets the hit, really trying to test Matty's patience on defense right now.
Yeah, and Car Battery is getting these opportunities, but he's just dropping the hits and a lot of misinputs. It could be nerves, but like their gameplay isn't bad right now. Like, they successfully block that, gets the shimmy, and is able to get the combo, but they really need to tighten up their punish game because every time they do get the hit, they haven't been able to convert, but it seems they have started working on that, and might be a little too late for that round, but we have started pulling things together. And if we can do that and keep our composure, we can definitely take this set.
Yeah, I mean, I did like what I was seeing towards the end there. Some pretty good awareness and shimmies, like you said, from Car Battery. Combo game is going to be the key, though. When you're leaving damage on the table, especially against Pot, you know, let's be honest, it is Pot with that life gauge overall. You are leaving yourself at risk. Car Battery right now trying to get in on the neutral, but just being sent back to full screen like the fly swatter with the Potemkin normals. Half risk gauge, make that nearly 3/4 now. Car Battery, you've got to stop blocking somehow. You paid this game to play, to fight. It's not just defense. Come on.
Yeah, it goes for the BRC mix, catches with that 2K. Not too much damage, but we are slowly going to be piling on and dodges that Pot Buster. Incredible awareness, and now things are going well for Car Battery.
Yep, does get some back to full screen again, once again, by those long-range normals, but still a decent situation. Nice little jab check right there. Goes for the RC mix-up to at least try and catch something, but doesn't work out. Still has to bypass that long-range game plan and gatekeeping that Matty's doing. There we go, gets in close. Oh, we saw deflect shield. Car Battery guessed wrong on that attempted strikes for potential right there. And it is now set points and winner's final qualification on the line for Matty here.
Yeah, not only with that Pot Buster did Matty take the round, but also 50 burst, which is going to be denying Car Battery a burst that they would have gotten just around now, which is going to be incredibly crucial with Matty having you in the corner. One hit could close out the set, and that burst would have been extremely nice right now. Matty is going to be taking the set 3-1.
Yep, GG's. Nice to see the crowd in tune and given the applause as well for what was a good set. I mean, Car Battery did impress me there, to be honest. A couple of unfortunate situations, and I do think that if we are going to see them make a loser's run, you know, someone has to make the dream happen. It's probably going to be based on if they can tighten up that combo game, like you said, get the damage that was left on the table and put it actually in the place. But we'll see. GG's to Matty, who is moving on, of course, to winners finals. And now what we need to do, of course, is find out who the opponent will be that will be taking them on. Will it be Scarfelt or Joe? Because we could have the Zato blockers locking out winners final potentially here between each other. We could see Scarfelt, as you said, recently coming back and making an absolute tear. I mean, should be an interesting one. I believe we're getting, what, it should be Milia going up against Testament?
Yes, Milia and Testament now. IGM history, the first IGM, Scarfelt ended up winning. It was against me in grand finals, and I dropped a safe jump.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I respect the honesty saying that live on stream, but that's rough.
Hey, it was still a good set.
It was a good set. I can't deny that. The set itself was probably peak, but we all have those days, don't we?
Very, very unfortunate it wasn't streamed because it was a nail biter. It went through reset and then last hit, and then oh my god.
Oh, was it last game reset as well?
Yeah, it was last game reset, last hit.
Oh, man.
That was, wow, what, like, and that's when IGM started becoming like a big thing. That was the first one. We didn't really have a stream for it. And then the winter one happened, and that's when the series kind of, you know, exploded with people coming all over from the UK, and now yesterday we had somebody from Canada, so.
Yeah, we did with a man like K-Cool in the SF6 bracket with that Zangief. Shout-outs to everyone from the international side who has come over to Ireland this weekend to, you know, add to the pot. adds to the fun. Just enjoy some good old-fashioned games over the weekend. As a reminder, of course, that a lot of people are competing as well. We do have the Emerald Circuit inceptualized here at IGM by the production and the staff behind the scenes. You can do !circuit, I believe, in the chat. I'd appreciate if someone could do that. We are running, I believe, a GoFundMe page to ensure the finals do happen with as much equipment, as much, availability for staff hiring as possible. And donations of any amount, big or small, will be greatly appreciated. So big ups to you guys if you do go to !circuit. But other than that, I see these two right here already on the wings. I think we are doing a button check real quick first, though. So we have a bit of time. Millia versus Testament. Initial thoughts. What do you think here, Variety?
I have no idea.
That is fair. This does feel like a bit of an uncommon one in a way. I mean, for starters, Millia, I do feel like with the way patch evolution in terms of balance direction has evolved for Strive, Millia really is just becoming a character who is like, yeah, she's sick, but you're having to put a lot more effort in to make her work than some people.
Yeah.
Because, it's essentially death by 1,000 cuts versus death by 2 touches. But Scarfelt, adamant on that Millia, and a very talented player. They are goated with that Millia. First at Summer Showdown, as you can see. 7 for Drowning Pools last year as well. And other victories to their name, of course, online and offline. Joe, though, 3rd at Winter Showdown, which makes them, I think, a very strong competitor. And 2nd at Button Mash this year at March.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should be fun to see, though. This matchup is going to be one that will interest me, I think. Joe is going to have to focus a lot on that keep-away game. I mean, obviously, Testament very strong at being able to do that. But once Millia gets in close, I mean, when that Scythe is having to lug along the ground trying to get those hits in, might be struggling a lot to challenge those tandem top mixes.
Yeah, it just depends on how well Joe is going to be able to block this mix coming out from Scarfeld. But these H Grave Reapers are coming out just in time to keep Millia away, setting up that H disc, and now we're going to get that wall break. Spends the bar, and now we're going to have to find one more hit to start running this mix again. And that 2S is going to do it.
Another counter hit right there as we do get the kill. Scarfeld going very, very aggressive as we see it pressure working out so far. Another counter hit for Joe right now as we do have the crows ready to go and setting things up in the corner. The ink brush-like stains on those skulls as we get the hit. Really forcing Scarfeld to block for their life right now. Oh my days, how many highs are we going? You're going to have to start going low for Limbo. Gets the pressure. Here's the red RC, making a block with the stay and stay applied, and there's the throw as well. My goodness, this pressure does not end right.
Yeah, and that 6H is going to clip that 2K. Joe, people cheering in the crowd, definitely a fan favorite here. Doing incredible work in that corner pressure, not letting Scarfelt move.
Oh, there's the whiff right there. That does allow Scarfelt to get back in and start that pressure back up as we go immediately towards the corner. Wall break as fast as you humanly can. Get yourself that positive bonus so you have as much options available on the RCs as you can need, or the overdrives. Joe fighting back though, stay and stay applied. Here comes the throw. Corner secured. Had a lot of tension gauge as well, and the burst on both sides. Another throw incoming. Scarfeld has been holding on for dear life, but unfortunately the damage mounts up to that wall, and we are going to have to get a Carpenter in here because it ends up breaking, and we do break the deadlock. Joe gets the first game. And we do have crowd cheering incoming immediately as we get into the second game.
Yeah, now this is a pretty interesting matchup between players, as Scarfelt was one of the old threats, I think all the way even back in Season 1.
Yeah.
And Joe only really started playing around the time of Season 3, only really started like improving later, mid-Season 3. So hasn't been around for too long, but none of that really matters as Joe is kind of dominating right now.
Veterans versus newbies. You could call that the Old Testament versus the New Testament. No pun intended, of course, as we do get this burst from Joe right there, going very aggressive as they try to fight back. Teleports in, but Scarfelt does manage to survive that situation. Here comes the throw, setting themselves up for the mix. Backdash attempted from Joe, but the counter hit on the follow-up as they try to escape. And there's the confirm. Looking to get the spend on the overdrive. Does not get the kill. On the verge, though. Scarfelt could save himself here.
Ooh, attempted super PRC from Joe. Gets crossed up, so the 2K comes out with the BRC. Meter is gone, but in the end, manages to get out of the pressure, but not the corner.
Unfortunately not. So final round here, both players about 75% on their burst gauge. Scarfeld's going extraordinarily aggressive to start off this pressure. Immediate wall break incoming as well. Always a good sign for them when they can get that tension gauge rising with the positive bonus. We'll see. Trying to evade the projectiles as much as possible. Dashing in so fast. My goodness me. Blink and you'll miss it. Gets the confirm, but can't finish the combo. Unfortunate. There's the gold burst though from Joe. Another counter hit as well. Baits the burst. That's big damage incoming for Joe here.
Yeah, Joe is so good with these burst baits. And we're going to get the grab. Speaking of burst, not a thing that you have right now. Definitely trying to cash out here, and that's enough. Joe is going to go up 2-0.
2-0 right now, and I can see Joe taking a breather despite that victory. They can definitely feel the pressure of the bracket right now, but they are one game away for securing that winners finals, which would mean if they can get the winners finals, they would guaranteed equalize their best placing at Winter Showdown as well with a third. So we'll see what happens. Scarfeld, I do feel like, has unfortunately been facing a lot of difficulty getting out of this corner once that pressure gets started, and they've been getting unfortunately caught out a lot by the throw. Very susceptible to that, it feels like.
Yeah, especially Joe just like calling out the timing. Scarfeld, definitely a player who likes to up back in the corner due to the safety of it. But Joe, just immaculate, calling every single burst out, is going to block that cross-up mix-up again, going same side. And now, Joe is on set point.
One more round for Joe here, and importantly, Scarfeld doesn't even have half a burst gauge right now, so Joe can be very happy to offensively use that around start to preserve the pressure. Gets the crows sent out. They do get the punish on Scarfeld's side at the very least, but that is only going to reset the situation. They get tagged one more time as we get into the corner. Here come the throws again that have been pivotal in this set so far. Joe's pressure is being applied as we go that overhead. Teleports, fakes him out, gets the wall stake. That should be it.
And with the super, Joe will take it over Scarfeld 3-0. Moving on to winners finals to fight Matty, his bracket demon, to try and find himself in grand finals.
Man.
Joe absolutely ecstatic for that win.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the pop off there, I think, on the tail end of it at least. Big ups Joe right there, because at the very least, they equalize their best placing from last time at the minimum, but they do look poised to go all the way right now, because say what you will, that was a very convincing set in terms of the game plan. The offense was there. Yes, Scarfeld was a bit susceptible to the throws, I do feel like, but in terms of burst call-outs, I mean, that was thoroughly impressive.
Oh, absolutely. Now, if my phone wants to work. Now, coming up next, we have Mr. Potato versus Flood. So Flood has been a player that has been very, very consistent in these brackets, but more so online has been having some very, very good performances out of nowhere. Like, I think last SFG, Striving for Glory, we had Flood showing up and grabbing a third place finish in one of those big online. So
yeah, I mean, big ups Deck, of course, and the EMEA Discord.
Oh, absolutely.
I know a lot of them will be
right
watching.
now, I think.
Yeah, I think I saw Gideon there. Anyone from the EMEA scene pulling up to watch, greatly appreciated. As a reminder, you are watching the top 8 for Guilty Gear Strive at Irish Gaming Market Spring Showdown. The first stop in the Emerald Circuit. Ireland is trying to grow its esports scene quite a lot. If you could do ! Circuit and potentially offer some donations as these guys try to run an incredible finals, probably at the start of next year, that would be really appreciated. And of course, other than that, you do have 3 more partners of ours as well. Important to emphasize that. We have Pure Crack, Ireland's first, I believe, gaming esports drink with no sugar or caffeine. You know, big ups Pure Crack. As well as that, Level Up Gaming, because they are the ones who actually provided all of those PS5s back there that ran the bracket. And I believe our final sponsor as well is, I'll just have to double check that. Yeah, GG Machines, there we go. They provided the Stream PC, which has been keeping that stream and production going both days with no hesitation. So big ups to them. All right.
Yeah, we are going on to a button check now. Now, Mr. Potato, a name that you would see pretty frequently. I don't think plays online too often, but if you are familiar with the Irish tournaments, they show up to almost all of them if you're watching any of them.
Okay. That's kind of a good thing in my opinion. You know, someone who like obviously has local scene presence, because then what that does is create a storyline where like you've got your local scene telling this guy, you gotta get out of the world and start going to those other tournaments and showing up. We'll see, though. Some decent results. 9th at Winter Showdown last year. Flood, a double 7th. Winter Showdown and Summer Showdown. You know, maybe the trifecta at Irish Gaming Market here. We will soon find out as we get the Chip versus the Faust here. I mean, obviously Chip loves to get in your face, loves to be that pesky little mosquito who just evaporates your life bar. But a man like Faust to perhaps challenge that. Wondering how these two are going to navigate this matchup.
Yeah, and here we go. Starting off, I'm expecting some kind of round for like a 5K or 2K from coming out from Faust. Trying to keep Chip at bay, but with that tightrope coming out, giving Mr. Potato more options. Still, not going to use them. Mini Faust is the first item. Shout out Izzy. Great Faust player. And the Meteors!
My goodness, I can hear Izzy just doing the chants right now, getting that RNG manipulation. Oh my goodness me, hello?
Guys, can we check Flood's controller? Guys, Mini Faust, Meteors, Mini Faust, hello?
Yo, is this bracket run seeded? Insane stuff from Flood so far, but a very convincing run of the draw with the Faust right now as we get that punish right there. Mini Faust again, hello?
Wow. Irish Izzy, it seems, is coming out. Mini Faust after Mini Faust after Mini Faust.
Yo, someone summon Izzy right now. We gotta get a fact checker in here for this RNG. Full screen attack from both players right now as we do fly in. Very good catch in the air to air, and a counter this time from Flood. Both times spear and Chip in the face. Oh, I hope you kept the doctor's appointment, baby. And the Clover as well as we get in close. Break this man's ankles, break the wall as well. What a game one from Flood there. I mean, could you really fault anything you saw? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, especially with that luck, but that needs to, well, I mean, I don't doubt Flood. He can definitely win without the luck, but wow, that was a stomp. And yeah, another little fella coming out.
Just a little guy, you know?
Just in time.
Okay, the Afro this time. Oh my goodness, we are throwing out items like we are emptying our inventory in an RPG at the moment, just chucking them all on the screen. Flood getting that confirm as well. Look at the damage. Another doctor's appointment as well. Chip, my goodness, you must not be feeling well. You need to get that checked. Here you go. Another hospital bill. Breaks the wall. Positive bonus and the hard knockdown. I mean, this is probably going to be near insurmountable.
Yeah, and just trying to keep Chip at bay. Mr. Potato pretty scared to even attempt to run in at this point, and I would not be surprised with all these obstacles coming out from what could this be?
Oh, okay, the round start does finally work out, and we go for that 6K right there, trying to get the mix-up. Doesn't work out, so we go for the racket pressure, staggering it out, trying to catch a press with that frame trap. Doesn't work. We're drilling. Construction work as we get that RC. Time for the combo. Oh my, the juggles.
Oh, he's going to keep going. In the corner now, holding this pressure. Mr. Potato going for the overhead, immediately getting blocked. Flood's defense, my bad. I was going to say is immovable, but got moved.
You can block all this pressure, but you can't block a command grab.
This is true.
Okay, trying to flow in there, take it to the skies as we do get that nice little 5 feet challenge, but Mr. Potato does fight back. There's the throw again to set yourself up as we go towards the corner. Plus frames into that dash forward, and that does force a burst out of Flood. They're getting challenged heavily right now. Do not want to slip on that banana peel. There we go, get that sound effect in. Big counter hit in the air for the confirm. Wall break and positive bonus, and the hard knockdown. Good situation for the Chip here, Variety.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And goes for that fake safe jump into the throw. Gonna get that 2D OTG. And with that, 2D is going to close out the set. Sorry, set? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like way too far ahead here. Well, the game.
I was going to say, put the script down, Variety. Not yet, not yet. 1-1 right now as we go right back into it. But, you know, fake safe jump. Man said fake jump, you know, on that mix-up. Oh, and the DP gets baited. Hello. Flood once again getting those defensive reads. Burst used insanely early on both sides as Mr. Potato goes for that aggression, fights back with a counter hit. Good check though on that Alpha Blade.
Yeah, we're going to find out that cross up with the mix. Whoa. And this could be a very good confirm. Flood trying to go for something complicated to try and get around the bomb. Unfortunately, not going to connect it. And heavily scaled off that blue beat there. Getting hit out of the garage crush is not going to get too much for Talbot there.
Yeah,
but
unfortunate.
kill.
Thankfully, at the very least, Mr. Potato trying to set the tightrope up again, but still not working out as we dash on in, trying to get that pressure. Wrecker is going to try and get staggered out once again, but Flood interrupts that this time. Getting checked on the Alpha Blade as well, and the DP getting interrupted as well by the items. Flood is just keeping this man completely locked down.
Yeah, and Mr. Potato definitely finding that opening now with the 2K, but Flood fighting back, also finding that opening with the 2K. Anything you can do, I can do better.
No, you can't. Yes, I can. Let's find out as we try and get that drill once more. Does work out. Tightrope is set up. Blocks from Flood for now, and they interrupt on that attempt with the 236H. Then here it comes with the wall combos. Burst is successful. Ooh, backs off. You know what? Fair enough. You spent the resources, but at least you didn't overcommit. Gets in right there. Oh my goodness, we are scrambling like eggs right now, Variety.
Yeah, and the J2K into the whisking him up like a bunch of eggs. And now we're going up 2-1. Mr. Potato taking a little think about what happened during that set, trying to come up with any sort of answer to the absolute onslaught Flood is putting up, but gonna be stopped into that corner now.
Man grab in the face, and the Alpha Blades will confirm again. Oh, we are feeling confident in our pressure, but the interruption once again. Good for Mr. Flood there, as we do give this man the haircut. Afro is there, sets it on fire. Arson in our guilty gear as we go for that overdrive once more. Doesn't get punished, but still you are now backed up in the corners. This is still pretty good for Flood. Catches him and will be able to get that kill. And so, Flood on set point, looking to move on out of losers round 1 of top 8.
Yeah. Now Flood trying to find that opening, is going to find it, but no counter hit confirmed. Banana comes out. Items have not been too good, and Wake Up Close Slash possibly miss up a DP. Going to get slipped on that banana though. Mini Faust is coming, and Mr. Potato needs to try and find an opening. Not too much health left to spend, and he's going to put a stop to Flood. Tries to go for the cheeky charge, does, checking the reactions. But Flood already in the end.
Yeah, calm the block on that one as we do get the Afro set on fire once again. Flood is looking very aggressive and looking poised to close this one out as we get closer and closer to the end. The 5K is there, still trying to tap him on with the RC mix-up. Good block, the Flex Shield is there as well, at least to keep Mr. Potato alive. And it's the cuts once again to do the job. Oh, dearie me. It was a very good performance from both players, but Flood is going to survive. Mr. Potato putting up a valiant effort, but sadly not able to go all the way. 3-1. And we have our winner here. And so the question is, who will be facing off next? I do believe we have Flood going to face Scarfelt in losers quarters. I mean, Faust versus Milia. It's going to be interesting to say the least. But before we can go that, we got to take a look at our other losers round 1 match, which should be Mr. Finer versus Dr. K.
Oh, okay, no, this is a game. Once again, 2 players who come to almost every single offline. Dr. K, known as a multi-game specialist, has played a whole load of Gramblue, a whole load of Strive, and a whole load of Undernight on top of other games. But those are the 3 ones that they are mainly known for.
Right, right.
Playing Potemkin in Strive, starting out with the Zato, trying a bit of the Asuka. Didn't really like the characters too much and decided to settle on the Potemkin, which has been working out pretty well so far, finding themselves consistently in top 8s and quite deep into them most of the time in these offlines.
All right, I mean, hey, you got another one right here to add to the tally, so fair play to them. Should have some nice statistics for them, I am sure, when we get that pulled up. But, yeah, I mean, Mr. Finer, first of all, what a name. You know, I love that tag. But I do feel like it's a very much... you get what you get on the tin with who you're going to be maybe facing off against, because no doubt, I assume, on that, Johnny?
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Mr. Finer also has a Pocket Soul, but honestly, if you're named after a character, I'd say you want to stick on that character. Mr. Finer definitely wants to lock in the Johnny here. And now, speaking of game balance, Johnny and Potemkin are 2 pretty strong characters now. So, pretty strong offense, I'd say we're going to see here. A lot of bursts used for wild assaults, a lot of strike throw done off guard crush. Like, the lot, the
Yeah.
usual. A lot of health to gamble with as well. That's a big thing that you have to look out for both of these characters. Johnny having a pretty good defense value, as well as, you know, Potemkin being a big body, having that as well.
Probably going to see a lot of exchanges for sure with these two players when they get the characters locked in. But no, back to what you were saying, you know, if you're naming yourself after a move like that, you do hope you're going to see the character repped. I mean, you could come up with a gas name like, what, Behemoth Typhoon, and then you don't play Gold Lewis. I mean, come on.
Come on.
I don't care what you say about Gold Lewis. That's a gas name. You gotta play Gold Lewis. But no, looks like we are launching into. I mean, I do see Kai versus Kai, so no doubt a button check, yeah. As we let these two rock it out. No worries there. Thank you for joining us so far as we do quickly get the button check out of the way.
I mean, there's a potential it could not be a button check. Maybe these two freaks agreed to a chimera, you know?
You know, I don't even think it was a button check. I think they tried to do some sort of flashy in-sync trade thing and then messed it up. But now they're just doing the buttons after real quick. I respect it, you know. I really do respect it. But the two of them just going to make sure those buttons are good, letting it rock. I mean, damn. Is this how Kai, Kiski, and Neutral is played? Have these two evolved the meta?
Who knows?
Man like Kyle, I mean...
Man like PSX Kyle. He's probably in the chat somewhere.
You can't leave the stage while running the corner, you know. This isn't Shakespeare. You can't just exit stage left. That's not how it works.
I think they're trying to farm 50 bar to test out the RC button, but not even gonna use it in the end.
Oh, man. But no, back to character select we go as we do get those statistics up. Mr. Finer with a 9th at Summer Showdown last year, which, I mean, obviously nice to see reps at the previous IGM events. Same for Dr. K with the 5th right there. But then looking at the fact that they were both in this exact same tournament here at ADW 13, 3rd versus 7th. I mean, I wonder if they encountered each other in bracket then.
I wonder. I mean, if... Depends on the bracket path, because 7th and 3rd usually wouldn't. There's no
Possibly not.
guarantee.
Like, it could have been like a sort
guarantee.
of pools or an earlier match.
Yeah.
But any history between players where, like, you know they've played each other as well is usually fun. I mean,
oh, absolutely. Well, these players have definitely played each other quite a bit. So.
Oh, yeah. But previous player matchup, shouts to Jonesy. He's got a lot of statistics on that. Love my guy Jonesy. As we get into this match right here, Pot versus Johnny, Dr. K versus Mr. Finer. As we start things off strong on the side of Dr. K, who's taken towards that corner very quickly. Nice 2 P challenges from Mr. Finer, though, and we get the combo. We get in close.
But not close enough. Not able to stand that pressure. Dr. K able to mash out and is going to get hit by the Mr. Finer. And is now stuck in that corner, holding the guard pressure. Guard crush into that throw bait with the Insenga, deleting that health bar. But Potemkin, quite a big boy, having a good bit of that health left. Hammerfall on Wake Up is going to come out with that 50 bar. Tries to go for some complex Andros kind of combo to go corner to corner, but ends up dropping it, and Garuda Impact is going to bait out that super.
Unfortunate right there, as we do get that first round for Dr. K. Let's see how Mr. Finer is going to respond, but they're getting a chop right to the face, having to eat that one raw. Trying to get that Miss Finer right there. Patent pending on the name as we get that big counter hit as well. Decent damage here. Should be allowing himself some decent ability to set himself up. There's the card. Gets the extension. Has the corner, so should get that wall break. Very nice. Hard knockdown incoming. Positive bonus should put him very quickly over the 50 tension mark as well.
Yeah, there we go. Goes for the super. Close enough this time. Now, what's his name? Gonna go through that wall.
Well, that's his name, clearly. Thank you, George. As we get that throw right in the face. Mr. Finer coming back. Looks like the crowd rallying is doing the job.
Yeah, we definitely have a lively crowd here, loving Mr. Finer. And now, ooh, very, very nice shimmy. Was going to get so much damage out of it. Dr. K aware of that, spends that burst, does not want to give this momentum to Mr. Finer, but it's still piling on. This momentum is not stopping.
Not in the slightest. Spelling out that J. My man learned his alphabet, you know, as he gets that hard knockdown once again. Coming in close with a positive bonus. Goes for the simple throw here. Doesn't have the RC. So YRC comes up and Dr. K, excuse me, doesn't work. Pressure in the corner, insurmountable. And Mr. Finer gets that first game on the board. I mean, Symmetron in chat saying, you know, Mr. Finer, what a tag. Like, yeah. I agree. Like, a pun out of a move name like that, I gave that a seal of approval. It's gassed.
Oh, and goes for that overhead. Blocked by Dr. K. Definitely ready on that defense. Walks up for the pop busters. Not going to get the hit. And the second overhead's the charm. Possibly a third? No, we're going with the low now. Just wants to get that guard close pressure. And we are going to get a huge counter hit here from Dr. K. Going to end out with this pop buster going across the screen. And another one.
Oh, tries to go for a potential punish right there as we stick the legs out. Not going to work out just yet. Low life on both sides. PRC is there. PRC is the back off. Mr. Finer tries to go for that throw. Doesn't work either. The butt slam's going to get blocked. Good confirm for Mr. Finer as he goes for the corner. Can't kill because of that life bar. Almost there though on both sides. A single hit could potentially do it. Fishing with the Miss Finers.
Yeah, just trying to find one hit, and the Mr. Finer's going to do it against Potter Buster.
Potter Buster.
Yeah.
Mr. Finer versus Potter Buster. Pick your poison. Pick the red or the blue pill. As we get the hit, diving on in there as we go for the counter hit once more. Fishing towards the corner, good confirm, but the burst to get out.
Slowly slowing down the pace of the game, playing neutral a little bit here, but the flick, massive hard knockdown here. We're going to keep going. Goes for the YRC, successful this time. Is going to keep on this pressure, catching with that 2S, probably expecting an overhead that Mr. Finer has represented quite a bit here. And now conditions to go for that low.
Guard crush incoming once again, interrupting with the overdrive. That is twice this man has made sure to spell his name out with that alphabet. Gets the J, and the J is the thing to do the job. Mr. Finer getting another game on the board, 2-0 up right now. Dr. K just, I believe, struggling with the pressure that is being poised by, well, the Miss Finers. The cards and the guard crush have been doing a very good job. They're very fearless on these pop busters sometimes, I will say, but they've got to, I think, just be a bit more emphatic in the conditioning to catch Mr. Finer out.
Ooh, that would have been a corner-to-corner combo if no burst came out. Dr. K definitely very, very good with these burst awareness. Is going to catch with that 2D, keeping Mr. Finer in this pressure. And I don't think this kills.
No.
Nope, never mind.
I wasn't sure there. Just about. Dr. K getting that round on the board. And still trying to fight back. Still trying to stay alive in his bracket. Jumps over the initial Miss Finer, but the card coming in clutch to get that follow-up and get the hit. Interruption on that walk forward as well. Mr. Finer has no hesitation on these challenges.
Oh, and now we're just going to start with this hit going across, setting up that card. Backdash coming out from Dr. K, and now we're blocking fake out Pop Buster. Shout out Wanted Frankie, pulling out all the stops to try and find these openings.
Walking forward again, this time still going for the strike. Twice in a row as well because they really want to stop the challenges. Call out to the face. Gets sent out of the ring. That is definitely a way to get a game on the board there. Shout out to Dr. K. And it is 2-1 here. That was gas.
Yeah. Did you know that the K in Dr. K stands for knuckle? It eat knuckle.
Bars right there. Doctor of the knuckle. I mean, that's got to be some kind of martial art somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
offensive burst, I'd say, trying to keep us towards the corner. Gets the throw as well. Lots of resources expended very quickly in this opening round here.
Hitting them with the J. K Elemental P coming soon.
Coming in a version update. Not sure when though. Need a bit more time on that one. Is Johnny trying to find the mark here. Gets us towards that corner. Gets the RC cancel. Really just keeping that pressure up for now. Challenges with that armor and the absorption. There's the pop buster as well. Dr. K is fighting back hard. PRC side switches. Should be able to get this wall break as well.
And yet another bar 100-meter combo is going to pile on that damage. Positive bonus on top of it all as well. Dr. K is looking in a spectacular position right now. Still going across the screen though. Getting it caught. Hard knockdown here. Spending so many resources. Gambling on this win like a Johnny player should.
Hey, listen.
Player like the character.
You gotta embody the character, you know. You don't have to cosplay them, you just gotta behave like them. and embody that gambler's spirit. Speaking of which, gets caught by the pot buster right there. Dr. K is going more and more aggressive as the counter hits are coming in, stuck towards the corner. Dr. K really seems to be waking up in this set hard right now. Mr. Finer backed up to the corner here. No really good defensive resources, it feels like. This could be good timing for a 2-2.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the crowd would love if this went to a 2-2.
Counter hit on the flick. Fly swat to the face. Going for the strikes. Testing Mr. Finer, daring him to 2P, and it doesn't happen, but still gets caught out. It's 2-2 here. Game 5 as the crowd goes loud. Let's do this.
And here we go, the chance coming out for the 2-2, trying to go for a reset, a little cheeky.
Guard Crush right there. Throw whiffs. That's going to be a big chance for Dr. K to get in close as the Guard Crush is there. Goes for the Wild Assault to extend that pressure towards the corner. Going for the Pop Buster. Very good damage. Sets up the corner once more.
Ooh! And this should be enough to kill. No burst allowed. Going into set point for Dr. K.
Really good scenario for Dr. K right now. They have no burst gauge available aside from 20%, so they're going to be focusing on building that back up as fast as they humanly can as Mr. Finer tries to fight back and find the way in. They get a very nice punish. Bull screen almost confirms that with a Wild Assault towards the corner. Johnny fighting back. Here we go with the alphabet one more time. I hope you're studied because he is here to remind you of his name. Gets the hard knockdown momentarily, and now it's all about that post-knockdown pressure.
Yeah, and then we go for the delayed close slash. We're going to be catching that backdash. And what's his name?
Say it with me. The J. Getting the wall break. Forget the Oni. He's just J now. All right. Gets the hard knockdown pressure. Challenges right in his face. Okay. Dr. K is going to fight back. Gets that confirmed with the heat knuckle. Will be getting that full screen send. Trying to get in close. As Mr. Finer gambles hard. Goes for the aggression. Still has 50% tension. There we go. Are you beating the burst? No, you're not.
Ooh. Oh. Is going to get the hit.
No!
Oh, deflect shield baited. It's not over. But it's very, very close. Miss Finer!
Here we go. Final round between these two as we see who's going to move on to losers' quarters. Miss Finer attempted. Mr. Finer is going to get the Wild Assault off that one as well to secure the corner and will be breaking the wall momentarily. Didn't have the super for the overdrive just yet, though.
As that 50 bar goes for a BRC forward, 8-frame 2P coming out, clipping those toes, and now we're going across. Oh! The super is baited. Backdash caught, carried up. We are going to catch another backdash and a mash on wake up. Mr. Finer needing one more hit to close out the set.
Gonna be a miracle for Dr. K here as they go for the PRC. Whiffs the grab and Mr. Finer to the face. And he's gonna be able to get that one to get the kill, and Mr. Finer moves on. What a set that was out of nowhere, holy.
Yeah, no, that was an immaculate set. Oh my goodness. Mr. Finer's gonna be moving on to fight. Let me check.
Checking that one as well, I do believe.
Car battery.
Oh.
No, that's gonna be a set. That's gonna be a set.
That is gonna be violence right there. My goodness me. What a performance between those two. I mean, first of all, big ups Dr. K, because that was a very good match from them, but also a very good performance throughout the entire bracket. You should definitely show some love to them, but they are unfortunately going to have their hurdles too high to surmount this time, and we have our top 6 set up here. So, in winners finals, we do have Matty versus Joe. The ZBI lockout appears to be secured. We're going to have at least one of them in top 2. In losers, we've got Scarfelt versus Flood, and we've then got Car Battery versus Mr. Finer. And it looks like our first match incoming is going to be Scarfelt versus Flood. Milia versus Faust does appear to be this match coming on our way variety.
Yeah, and from now on in the bracket, I think we're going to have back-to-back banger sets. Flood versus Scarfelt. Now this is going to be a really, really fun set to watch. I'm not sure exactly why, but
it feels like it screams chaotic energy, you know?
Yeah.
Because you've got Faust with all of the options to just absolutely flood the screen. You know, Mini Faust potentially coming out again very frequently, of course. Trying to shut Milia's approach down. Maybe the trumpets of war as well, as the army would come in and help. But I feel like Scarfelt's got a lot of ways to get in, which will be the pivotal options for them as they want to secure that knockdown, get the tandem top set up. We'll see. It's all going to be about those opening gambits, I think. Two very offense-heavy characters, and they are just waiting to lock it in. The fist bump there, as you guys can see on the player camera. Shout out to production again. As we are going to get them started soon. We'll confirm if it's a button check in a second. But if you had to pick between these two, you know, any idea who you want to win?
I'd like to see Flood go way further in this bracket. Flood definitely has what it takes, but Scarfelt, once again, as we can see,
The big stats, yep.
a 1 and a 7 is better than a 7 and a 7. So
True. I mean, hey, quick maths right there. But
Yeah.
it looks like this isn't even a button check either. We're launching right in. We're going to get those names changed ASAP as we get Scarfeld going for the aggression, trying to force Flood into the corner super quickly, and they do. The burst is forced to be used as a result. There's the bomb ticking away in the background. The fuse is there. Lands right into it, so actually made Scarfeld react in time. There's the bad moon for the mix-up, though. Good pickup, big damage as well.
yeah, it goes
Ooh.
for the patented Scarfelt turbo fall mix-up. Sides, well, guess which side I'm on. So
Yeah, just, you know, flip a coin. That's pretty much your best bet. As we
Yeah.
go for the aggression and the block swing to your face, trying to go for the pressure, the moves, trying to catch out Flood. There's the wall break again. I do feel like what I was saying about Scarfeld having a lot of quick movement and ways to shut down Faust is going to be prevalent here. That's 2 rounds in a row we've seen Scarfeld rapidly approach the corner with Flood just put there on defense with no chance to even get out.
yeah, and now getting a 100-ton weight, but usually that means the character has to jump to the skies, and that's not too big of a problem for Millia. Millia would just be doing that anyways. And we're gonna get that air throw extremely clean. Once again, a fuzzy jump coming out from Scarfelt, going to beat that snip. And now, first round is going to be going, well, first game is going to be going to Scarfelt.
Yeah, that first one did go very, very quick, but it does feel like Scarfelt is able to hold on against that pressure very well. And as you said, you know, the patented basketball court ankle breaker that Scarfelt can do is so prevalent. We're starting off strong from Flood, though, and this time they're going to be the one taking the corner. The Scarecrows were there, setting things up, does catch them out, and actually lands the hits. Decent damage to Millia right now as she is stuck in the corner, but that hyper-awareness from Scarfelt to dash up and get that counter hit was very huge. Lets them take their turn back, gets the juggle for the corner as well. Good routing, gets the mix-up.
Yeah. And in fact, Flood pulling a hammer there and storing it for later. Hammer going to be a very, very crucial item to try and pull in this matchup due to it going in the air and capable of picking up Millia out of the air and possibly even setting up for a combo in certain situations.
Okay, the Aussie on RC right there. We are cancelling everything we can to try and survive, but that is going to be a call out again. Scarfelt gets that round. Now, it might be nice to see the hammer actually see some use. I do feel like there's a lot of interactions where it could come in clutch. There it is again. Unfortunately, scattering off to the side. Trying to go golfing as well. Flood really swinging a lot on the defense, but Scarfelt so aware of how to get in and out of range very quickly or like avoid this aggression.
Ooh, wow. Interesting combo. I've not seen that one before.
Pretty good damage as well. Here's a tornado though. Gets challenged. There's a punish. Scarfelt is going to be able to extend this one as much as they want. Tandem top for the corner. 50 tension gauge as well. Wall stick will allow for the overdrive. And that should be the 2-0 for Scarfelt. They are on fire right now. And I think just the issue is Flood is having to play essentially around the pace of Scarfelt. They are relying on those item pulls to try and, you know, stop the pace, get them back in the set. And when you're having to rely on that with that RNG factor, it really, really does make your life a bit difficult, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ooh, gonna get 6p into that item toss. No punish on it, but we are going to be in that corner. Gonna get thrown now, gonna have to hold the mix-up, blocks low, and is going to get clipped. Scarfelt looking like a dam right now, stopping Flood.
Bars right there, first of all, as we do get the army incoming. That is going to be a chance for Flood to maybe buy some time in the round and try and fight back. Wild Assault does actually catch on the counter hit right there, so some extraordinary damage on Millia. Catches them again, straight tag. I think they landed in time to block.
Yeah.
Yeah, good bait. But there's the RC. Millia is coming in for the pressure once more. There's no burst available here. You're going to have to take this. You're probably dead. Oh, man. Baited the overdrive, but the extra resources allowed Scarfelt to capitalize, and it's set point for them.
Ooh. Getting that counter hit fire slash, and Flood definitely going to have to try and find a way to fight out from this pressure, and the back throw is definitely a very good way. Just Flood has had awful luck with the items today. Must have spent it all in the last set because every item that's coming out has not helped them in any bit on their pressure.
It's been really difficult for them to get any mileage out of it for sure. You're right there as they try to go for the golf club swing once more, trying to get a hole in one, maybe not going to work out. Scarfelt gets that extension, towards the corner we go. Blocks the Capel and then the follow-ups after. Gets the counter hit though once more. 50 tension already built, so you're surely going to go for a hard knockdown here by going for the overdrive. Yes, you are. Spreading the wings. Trying to get the advancement through the bracket. One more chance for Flood, and the throw tech is actually not going to be the end because of the burst. Still fighting back.
Yeah. Oh my god, the misinput! The misinput! The four-leaf clover coming out to signify that Flood pulling out every last bit of luck to get that misinput to come out.
That was somehow a blessing from the heavens, it felt like right there. You know what, we're not done. That could have been checkmate, game over. And now Flood trying to fight back and capitalize off of that chance that we didn't expect, to say the least, but they are making the most of. Gets that punish right there. Gonna go for the back throw, sends him in the corner. Here comes the Meteors as well. Scarecrow set up. Scarfelt taking a lot of damage here, actually.
Yeah, the super definitely adding that hidden buff that boosts your item look, pulling out meteors now, looking way better than the trumpets and food items that were coming out before. Flood still having a chance in this set.
Is this how it starts?
It could be.
Potential misinput from both sides, turning into a scramble, resulting in the blessings of luck with the Clover. Let's see, we're going into game 4 here. Flood is still alive. Very big ups to them for capitalizing on that situation, and they are going aggressive here. Deflect shield to avoid getting caught out there. Very big long range confirmed for them to take the corner here as well, Variety, but there is going to be the burst.
Yeah, and getting caught by the insane range on that close slash is going to keep going. The 2K is not close enough to keep Milia out of the sky at that range, and now just going through that wall with the super, getting that hard knockdown, and now going for the cross-up. Wow, that hit, huh?
Grimy setup right there, but a very convincing round at the initial difficulties from Scarfelt, who moves himself back into set point, so we're going to need Flood to clutch on up, but the aggression from those JHs as we go for the mix-up. Oh my days, the propelling from the Capel. Floats on over though, big punish. Corner is nearly unsecured, catches them in the air, meets them halfway, but the banana peel makes them slip. Oh, back throw though, fighting back.
Yeah, definitely catching that dash, and the mini Faust is coming out. Izzy, we need you. We need you at a time like this.
Ooh,
this is looking so good for Flood, keeping it going, running like a river, but not going to keep going for much longer.
You've got plenty of tension gauge at least, so you can try maybe opt for the FDs on these tandem top mixes, defending as long as you can, but unfortunately not meant to be, as Scarfelt runs the blender, turns it into a smoothie, and gets the W. That mix-up pressure is just insurmountable, and big ups to them for still having those on lock, as they do move on and secure their place in losers semis. And now the question is, who will the opponent be? Because we have to find out who is surviving between Car Battery and Mr. Finer.
Now this is the set I'm looking forward to. This is, so last IGM, everybody was, they were cheering Battery for Car Battery.
All right.
And that had the whole venue erupting, the same way that they were for now for Mr. Finer.
Oh, battle of the crowd favorites.
Yeah, so the two
okay.
crowd favorites are now duking it out.
It'll be nice to see who comes out on top here. Looks like we're just going to get those two onto the setup as fast as possible. We'll use this downtime to remind you guys of our partners as well. A big shout out to PureCrack, the pioneer, I believe, Irish esports gaming drink. You know, if you're looking for something with energizing properties, but you don't want the sugar, you don't want the caffeine, PureCrack's the way to go. If you're at the market, they have booths, they have things where you can go and take a taste and sample an idea of what they like. And they do have a website as well, so check them out. And one final big ups for now to, I believe, GG Machines for the Stream PC that is running all of the production for the past 2 days, and Level Up Gaming for the PS5s that have supplied our tournament run. They've been very smooth. I believe we've actually managed to get through this weekend with very minimal complaints from, you know, anything to do with issues running the bracket. So honestly, IGM's been a very well-produced event. I mean, Variety, I think you definitely would agree with me that this is one to come back to.
Oh, absolutely. I've been here every time, so.
Valid. I mean, I only managed to go for the first time for the Winter Showdown last year, and I mean, the venue there was peak as well. It's been very nice to see people show up for both events. And I actually am just hoping that the Irish scene does continue to grow. Like, they have a very tight-knit run in some games for sure. For like Street Fighter, for example, you know, where they ran on that tear in France for UFA last year.
Oh, yeah.
But I do hope they level up elsewhere as well, show the world what they are made of, because, I mean, yeah, IGM, very enjoyable event. And it's time to get another match from that event started, as we have Car Battery versus Mr. Finer. Button Check coming up first, though, so we will let them rock that one out. But yeah, the matchup itself, if we actually do get this one played out variety, looking likely to be Johnny versus, of course, the Bedman. Any initial thoughts? Anything that stand out about that?
Well, it's actually quite a common matchup in EMEA, as two of our, I think, more prominent players in like the grand finals in EMEA tournaments are Rezel and Evercurb, as two examples, but there's others.
Right, they've both been unwanted, actually. Yeah, they have been cooking hard on that Bedman. I think one of the closest sets we had was an Easy versus Rezel, Faust versus Bedman. But the two players on our screens right now, Car Battery versus Mr. Finer right here. Car Battery getting the 4th at Winter Showdown 2024. As you said, their first offline tournament, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, big ups for them and coming out and making a breakout performance. Mr. Finer, though, 9th at Summer Showdown, 3rd at ADW 13. Really good results from both players, I think. I will say, though, definitely the underdog story from Car Battery, I think. Showing up, well, Winter Showdown, I believe, was about, what, 4, 5, 6 months ago now? So, like, half a year ago, then getting in a top 8 once again. That's consistency. So this is a player to look out for, I'm sure you'd agree.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right, looks like the button check is done, though, so we are actually going to be able to launch right into it. Car Battery versus Mr. Finer right here. Losers quarters, looking to see who's going to qualify to take on Scarfeld. The intros are rocking. It's time to see who's going to come out on top. Okay, the dialogue. Delilah coming on in. Unfortunately, asking for pacifism, but you are in a fighting game. That is not going to be the option today. As we get the intros finished, we're going to launch in Car Battery versus Mr. Finer. Mr. Finer starting off aggressive there with those long-range normals, trying to get the pressure. Wild Assault expended very early on as well. Throw at the face. Mr. Finer's been doing that a lot against his opponents, I've noticed. Just that little walk-up throw.
Oh, yeah, it's something that's so scary against Johnny, because the risk-reward against this character is volatile. And something that Mr. Finer has been so good at is catching these backdashes and these close slashes. Just a tiny little delay on it changes it from the option to stop people mashing on wake up to stop people trying to avoid your meaties.
Yep, good pressure right there to get the Wild Assault. Another counter hit to use that PRC to try and confirm. Not going to happen though, so Car Battery actually gets a chance to fight back here. Corner secured, a very good place for Bedman to be. For sure as we keep getting those aerial mix-ups. YRC though to try and take a turn back. Interrupts that attempt to walk forward. Car Battery fighting back. That life bar has gone from full to nearly just under half. Tap dust as well. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, Car Battery bringing it back. Gets the 6P bait with the JS. Oh, and blocks the 5D. Gets out of the corner, but no punish.
What a comeback from Car Battery right there. From a pixel of life pretty much to somehow reducing the entire deficit and a counter hit in the corner. However, the offensive burst from Mr. Finer preserved that corner, and we do see it expended very quickly on both sides.
Yeah, and still trying to get in. No 6P is represented from Mr. Finer just yet. Car Battery kind of just getting to run their game. Oh, and a back throw. This is going to let Car Battery run as much of their game as they want, but the JS coming out from Mr. Finer, going to set the pace of what Car Battery can and cannot do. But something that Car Battery can do is, I was going to say get the kill, but
you stopped in time. That's important. You caught yourself. As we do fight back with the Johnny right here. Mr. Finer going for the aggression in the corner. Trying to make things work, but I do believe they just got caught by the spike to the face right there. Even when you block and ship is a factor. And so, first game going to Car Battery right there. Pretty strong performance from them. I mean, that comeback, definitely something that would apply mental stack to anyone who gets called out by it. That was a very strong defensive display from the Bedmen, and now they are in the lead momentum-wise. I feel like they are forcing Mr. Finer at the corner a lot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, speaking of being forced out of the corner, that burst swapping sides, apparently, and Mr. Finer's going to get that bait on the super. Big combo coming out here, going all the way across, ending with that super, and now you're going to be stuck in the corner holding Johnny Pressure. Or not, actually. You're going to be stuck in mid-screen holding Johnny Pressure.
A hard knockdown and the positive bonus. Very nice for Johnny indeed, as we do get the extension. Nearly back to the full tension gauge again. My goodness, this man insists on doing his alphabet practice before the homework is due. Gets the knockdown once more. Car Battery's got to survive here. At least survives the tap dust, but the pressure in the corner. One more stray hit. FDs to try avoid any of that chip situation. Not going to work out. And Mr. Finer gets that round. A very strong one from them, I think.
Yeah, and a block on the White Wild Assault. Mr. Finer definitely calling out what Car Battery wants to do. And wow, oh yeah, the Misfinder, the projectile destroying properties is going to break the needle. And now, incredible pickup, going to be going through that wall. And this is so good for Mr. Finer. Not a lot of damage, but does control the flow of the match now.
Oh, well, Wild Assault is a very good way to put a full stop on that one and fight back with the aggression. Counter hit right there as we go towards the corner. Car Battery looking for a way to get that combo confirmed so they can break the wall themselves and get their own set up. Does get the wall break, does get the positive bonus, the two of them exchanging blows. Pretty equal on life, a little advantage for Car Battery right now, but the interruption, very good check right there. Red RC for the extension, has more than 50 tension as we go towards that corner, is going to be able to set themselves up. Here we go with the spend on the overdrive, doesn't work, and Car Battery drags us to a final round once again. Yeah,
now this is looking so even, but the burst is coming out, and yeah, the burst gauges right now are not looking
definitely
so
not even. No,
yeah.
no. Oh, jumping on in, getting the pressure, gets Johnny stuck in the corner, gets the Beyblade there, letting it rip, trying to find the pressure, counter hit once more. Not dead just yet, but the tap dust counter hit should do the job, and Car Battery securing a perfect to finish off game 2. What a way to get that result. Okay, Wild Assault to start things off right there as we do get that throw tech. Looks like Mr. Finer trying to make that one work this time, but couldn't get it. Wild Assault to extend their pressure, trying to dash in on out, sliding in and out like he's on ice as we get the counter hit. Another counter hit as well. Car Battery really is trying hard to get out of this corner where possible, just not being allowed.
Oh yeah, and now, well, technically out of the corner, but hard knockdown off that wall break is going to keep things going. Tries to go for the shimmy with that ball. Not gonna catch anything. Speaking of not catching anything, goes for the burst bait. Well, catching it later, but not on that said burst bait, and is going to get that 6P counter hit.
Yep, nice from Mr. Finer right there as Car Battery does fight back immediately aggressive. Gets that tap dust and does get the counter hit as a result. Sending Johnny into the corner as we look for more and more pressure. The overhead's bonking this man on the dome piece. He does fish in and out of range of that JK, but there are no jokes. Shout out C4 as we get the pressure once more. Big interrupt from Car Battery right there. Nice challenge.
Oh, and challenge is back with that YRC. Is going to keep the pressure going. Overhead coming out. Car Battery not blocking. Gets that close slash backdash and is going to be going through the wall. No hard knockdown this time. So the world's yours in neutral.
PRC there to keep that pressure going. Wild Assault as well. Really trying to focus on building that risk gauge and putting Car Battery in the corner, but they challenge very nicely indeed. There's another counter hit as well. Not going to work out for Mr. Finer right now as we look to get dragged to a final round. One final time. There we go. Just about. Set point for Car Battery, excuse me, on the verge of loser semis. Mr. Finer is going to need a miracle right now by the looks of it.
Yeah, stuck in this corner. 6K is going to get them out, but you can't keep going for these shimmies. Car Battery is onto you. And yeah, it's going to catch with that 2K2D on the lows. still going. Deflect shield on the JD. We're going to stay away. Wow. Faking out the misfire. Not coming out. And once again, a back throw from Car Battery.
So important for them and so pivotal to keep that pressure towards the corner. But hold on a minute, Mr. Fine is going to get a throw of their own. Anything you can do, I can do better. Goal burst is not going to get any real dividend just yet, as we do get the extended pressure on the block string. Mr. Finer gets that wall stick and gets the wall break as well.
A positive bonus now with positive reinforcement coming from the crowd. Still in here, needs to try and get this opening. Hard bait on that deflect shield, gonna keep going. Super PRC from Car Battery, not enough to kill, but the needle will do it, and Car Battery will take it 3-0.
Yeah, big ups Car Battery, big ups Mr. Finer as well, as they do manage to get that W in the end. Mr. Finer's run coming to an end, but he definitely proved to be a big, big crowd favorite for sure. So shout outs to both of them for having fun on that, as we do get the advancement there for the Bedman, who is looking to stay strong and get into that losers final. But of course, they are going to have to run through a gauntlet, an absolute titan of the scene, and honestly of Strive in the EMEA region in general, I could argue, Scarfelt. So our top 4 is in fact solidified. Matty and Joe in the winners final. Losers semis with Scarfelt and Car Battery. It all comes down to these 4. I mean, I'd say you could argue Matty probably would be a favorite, you know, with a top seed status as far as I'm aware.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But wonder who is going to come out on top.
Well, so the set history is pretty interesting. Joe has told me a lot about it. Matty has won more sets. I think he has won every set at an offline.
Okay.
Apart from grand finals and one of the button mashes.
Right.
Joe reset the bracket but did not close it out.
Oh, okay.
But Joe has won more games than Matty. In these sets
Statistics-wise.
somehow.
Wait,
I think.
hold on.
What? Yeah. Yeah, against his pot.
Against Pot. Okay, there we go.
Okay, against Slayer, he's down by 2. And
Right.
against Abba, he's 0-6. So I wonder who Matty's going to pick.
I was going to say, I really wonder who the favorable one is here. But I mean, no, this is going to be huge for Joe. I mean, they are in winners finals. They have the safety net. If they do lose this match, they can come and try and get that run back. So it's going to be nice to see what they can do here. I mean, already popping off to qualify for winners finals.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're going to see something next level if we get Joe Grand Finals.
All I'm going to say is somebody needs the money. Somebody needs the money after the €80 taxi.
Oh, you got hit by the, did you get hit by the Eddie Euro
Yeah,
taxi
he
as well?
did.
Yeah, that's my exact thing as well.
He showed up for Street Fighter yesterday. He's like, oh, I didn't know how to get out. I lost €84 was taken out of my account, and he shows 85. It was €84 for the taxi. So,
My heart.
yeah, he needs this. He's going to be pulling up like, speed, I need this.
Save me, IGM, save me. Oh, though, much love to everyone pulling up, of course, though, as we do have that prize pool. €500 split between the top 3 here. So Joe is definitely getting some of that money no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they were to, lose here and then lose in losers finals, they get that €50. But it does step up from there. If they get second place, €150. If they get first, they take the W, €300. Pretty decent prize pool, all things considered. That was for every game that we had on the main game this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And if Joe does end up winning the set, he is going to be tripling his prize pool. So...
Pretty true, actually, yeah. We'll see. I believe we are just waiting for Matty to get to the stream setup. Just be glad that we didn't have a Hawkeye on the mic for this one, because I cannot even imagine the levels of hatred. We'll be putting Palpatine to shame with that one. But no, looks like the 2 players are ready to go, locked in the stream setup. We'll see if they're going to do a button check. But yeah, obviously characters in Matty's arsenal that they can pick. Joe's going to be locked in very hard here. If you had to pick a scoreline prediction, if someone was telling you to be a fortune teller and looking at the crystal ball.
3-2.
2?
3. Ooh.
You gotta pick a favorite.
I want 3-2 to Joe.
Okay.
I'm more so expecting a 3-2 to Matty, but I do believe Joe can do it.
Okay.
Joe can do this. He's shaking his head at me, no, but I know he can. I know he can.
Oh, we're going to have to see. It's all going to be to play for as they start getting their controllers set up and the characters underway. Very excited regardless, you know, hoping the people in the chat are going to show for support as well. I mean, I do believe I see Zandra saying that Joe is going to gap. You know,
Joe will gap.
Joe has the fans, you know. That's obviously a good thing to have. Curious if we're going to have any crowd favorites for this match as well. But no. Looks like they probably are doing a button check first.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely a button check.
Matty would not be picking Zato.
Fair point. When I see the Zato and I hear the triple Zato, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's button check time.
Oh, double Zato? Hey, what timeline is
Double
this?
Zato button check.
This is when it gets to the funny reality. It is, in fact, not a button check.
Yeah.
It's Zato mirrors for winners finals.
These two would gentlemen to a Zato mirror, but not with money on the line.
That's a fair point, actually. Run the casuals for it, sure. Triple the prize pot if you win this match. No.
Yeah. Oh. Goldberg's coming out. Just that. Checking the Eddie.
Making sure Eddie's alive. You know, even though we're not going to see him in the actual set itself, just Eddie is there. We can confirm. He's not been removed by this patch.
Yeah, checking each and every button individually. Should probably check that RC button.
Looks like Matty's happy. Looks like Joe's checking. Joe's good as well. Oh my goodness me, we are shimmying like our life depends on a coldest Street Fighter gameplay as we get into the character select screen for real this time. Matty, as you are aware, being our winner of the previous IGM Winter Showdown 2024, third in Summer Showdown as well. Joe with a third and second to their name as well. I mean, it would be nice to finally get that big offline W at the IGM circuit, I think. That would be huge.
In fact. Joe losing out on that button match, first place to Matty.
Oh, the extra low right there.
I'm pretty sure that exact one was when Joe got the reset, but just lost last game, so...
We'll see. Thumbs up being exchanged. I believe the intros are going to rock for a second.
Yeah, I'd say we leave them.
Yeah, give him a second to lock in and get in the zone. But no, Potemkin versus Testament. I mean, you have a very nice keep away game. You have options to teleport. But are they even relevant in the face of any of those armors or absorption hits? That is the question. How will Matty navigate? We're going to find out. Winners finals as we get right into it. Matty looking to go very calm for now as Joe does close on in, looking to try and get some stay and states or aggression applied. The Crow's there, not going to hit. Coming on back as the Wild Assault is expended very quickly.
Yeah, and starting out this set with that slide head knockdown, getting a Potemkin buster off it, and is going to catch with that close slash. This is so much damage, and this is almost a kill.
Practically two-touched.
Yeah. One more hit is just going to close this out. Joe doing a 5K, possibly trying to beat some kind of armored option with that 5K RC, but Matty not biting. The 5H is going to catch that teleport from Joe, and now Matty already taking that first round.
Yeah, pretty emphatic, I think, from them, but that was probably just more to do with the damage output than anything. That two-touch was just insanely strong from Matty in the combo routing. And the flick there, the fly swatter saying, get off me as the Wild Assault comes in again. Joe's got no fear about being quick to spend on that burst gauge, but not really getting much reward off it. And now they have to hold this string and block for dear life. Good interruption, though. Good check.
Yeah, that 2K made my heart stop for a second because, ooh, if a counter hit came out like that, you can see what would have happened.
Gets caught again, and I mean, that is going to be you secured against the wall. Most certainly going down right here. And that is going to be the 1-0. Matty taking a very early lead with that Potemkin. And Joe going to have to fight back. I mean, I think it's just all about the rewards. Like, they're spending a lot of the burst gauge on Wild Assault. Yes, you're extending your pressure most of the time, but it's not really giving you much opportunity. This is more like it. Confirming straight into a wall break to get the positive bonus is much more of what you'd want to see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And now, Joe just piling on that pressure. I'm pretty sure this would hit the slide head. Yeah, and it does. Not close enough to get that wall break, but is close enough to keep that corner pressure going. Can't flick that. Joe is going to get that wall break. And this is looking very, very, very nice.
My man is happy to take those trades. Get this man on the stock market as fast as you can with these situational awareness scenarios. As we go for the FD, doesn't work, gets caught out by the pop buster, massive damage. RC's to get out of that situation. No burst going to be available for Matty here. Joe, you've got to go mega aggressive to go for this one. Tries to go for the stomp on the head. The shield's coming out. One. Ray, my friend, you got to be looking in the right direction. Interrupts the teleport. My goodness me, Matty.
Oh.
Burst.
Oh!
Right in his face, but it was so unfortunate. There was some really smart options from Joe as well, so they've got the potential, but they get shut down by the Potemkin. Ugh, unfortunate. Next round.
Matty. Says clip farming.
Oh, no, not the clip farm mentality. You got to get this guy out of his zone fast. When he's locked in, clearly he just needs that Twitter engagement. Ooh, good teleport confirm.
Yeah, maybe Hockey was right. He was trying to warn us.
He was hitting for a reason.
Whoa. Oh, goes for the pop buster, jumps over by Joe. But that backdash is getting caught. And this is so much damage. Joe gonna get counter hit again, and that's gonna be one more game for Matty to take it and find himself in grand finals.
Yep, 2-0 for Matty. I mean, I'm loving the ideas that I'm seeing on display from Joe. Like, I can very much tell that they have the routing and they have the options, but it's literally just the risk-reward balance. When two pop busters are putting you either at dead or critical, meanwhile you're having to spend Wild Assault just to get in, you can tell who's feeling themselves more in the matchup very easily.
Yeah. But hey, Joe maybe just has to get like his opportunity. Maybe he has to get way more than Matty, but hey, if he gets those opportunities, he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good way to get things started. Hard knockdown incoming, as we do get the positive bonus. Joe going to dash on in there. FDs for Matty as they happily expend a lot of that spare tension gauge that they have. Armors through there to absorb that hit, and then the counter hit on jump in. Ooh, this is a very good route for Matty here to get that damage.
Yeah, and this just kills if I'm correct, yeah.
Yeah, should do with a heat knuckle. Ah, unfortunate for Joe as it's set point and grand final qualification on the line for Matty now.
Oh, goes for the pop buster. No punish on it. Joe needs to be on top of that if he wants to make a comeback in the set, but the pop buster is making that comeback seem less and less likely as this goes on. Matty just needing literally one or two more hits to close out the set. Depending on the starter, it could be one, it could be two, who knows. But Joe does have an entire bar of meter.
Very good 6P right there. Still has the tension gauge at 50 available for an RC. Going to spend once more, trying to go for those hard callouts and send them on in. Jumps over, but still catches. Stay and stay applied. Good for Joe right now as we get the corner pressure. Burst on the side of Matty, who is going to challenge. Good punish again.
Oh, possibly thought that was going to air hit to try and get the optimal, but we're going to bait that throw. And Matty is...
Oh,
wow.
that catches.
That
oh,
was,
no.
Oh, wait. He's not dead. Joe has one more chance.
Hold on. The dust does whiff. Has to survive at full screen and gets caught by the jump in. Oh, I had hope for a second there, but Matty unfortunately reins it on in with the jumping buttons, and that is 3-0. And Matty going off to grand finals right there. GG's to them. Very good set, but unfortunate. I think it's very clear to see why Potemkin flourishes in matchups like that, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Joe had to do 10 times the amount of effort that the devil Matty had to do.
The devil Matty. Oh, man, have we managed to just create a bracket villain from thin air?
Yeah, I think he always was.
Well, I was going to say, excuse me, from thin air? I mean, well, let's be honest, you know. But no, Matty is a ghost. And say what you will, no matter how you feel about Potemkin right now, you cannot deny that their way to get in the top 8 of versus fighting was very, very fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That was one of my favorite sets to watch.
Matty Skill. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Nostalgia right there.
Skill might not play the game anymore, but he's still one of... Well, yeah, no, he's still one of the biggest threats. I'd say I'd love to see a rematch of that set.
Yeah, I mean, look, Skill's gone to, you know, the old yellow heaven, running off in the distance in Grand Blue, playing very angry and mostly unclothed muscle men going for grapple options. You know, ironic that Skill lost to Potemkin, and now he's out there going playing, I believe, Sorries in Grand Blue.
Yeah, hey
Rattle
man,
City.
He has a Beatrix as well. That's coming up against Zoners, so... and possibly going to play Wellness when he ever comes out. So
Yeah, much love to skill, by the way.
Yeah.
But no, this match right here, we have to give some love to the players that are back on our screens momentarily. It looks like we are going to have that losers semi, which is going to be Scarfelt going up against Car Battery. That should be another interesting one. Certainly character with a lot of, defense and life, which they can use to kind of bully against Milia. These big bodies really seem to be her downfall in most situations. Curious how Scarfelt's going to handle this.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a match I am looking forward to personally. Car Battery versus Scarfelt, because I have no idea who's going to win in this situation.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. Looks like the two of them are just doing a very quick button check. No worries there. They can let them get that one sorted out and rocking as we get the checks on the RCs. Thoroughly testing every button. Clashing as well. I mean, no need to make it so intense. Look at them. Make it seem like it's all cinematic. Scarfelt making sure those dashes are ready because they need to make sure the movement is on point. They're happy with it. We're good to go. We're going to get started, and it is going to be Milia versus Bedman here. Very curious to see what is going to happen. I mean, if you had to pick who you'd rather see move on to face, man like Joe, any favorites here?
I'm a man for the underdog. I want Car Battery to get his spot at getting even further in Winter Showdown, finishing at 4th. Well, not Winter Showdown, but an IGM.
Yeah, no. I mean, an IGM best result would be huge for them here, but they are going to have to win this set to do it. So losers semis, Scarfelt versus Car Battery right here. Car Battery starting off very patiently in the neutral and then times that burst very well. It actually locks Scarfelt down in the corner. Prime position to build that risk gauge and make Scarfelt guess, but they do dash out and go for that punish right there. Very big call out.
Ooh, catching the backdash, but only one hit of the close slash. Not able to pick up that combo and, well, didn't get that one, but hey, got one shortly after.
More than enough damage on the table anyway, as we still get that wall break. A very nice pickup with the horn right there. Getting the counter hit once more. I think Car Battery is getting caught out a fair bit on these defensive situations in the corner just for now. Going to have to manage the burst gauge and the FD from the tension as much as possible. And Scarfelt starting off aggressive. Does get challenged though. Nice counter hit.
Yeah, and that counter hit does in fact force out the burst from Scarfelt's side, but the burst also being forced out from Car Battery's side. The only issue is Car Battery still in the... Never mind.
Not anymore. Just as you speak it into existence, they are no longer in that corner, but they are throwing Scarfelt. Trying to catch him out even further. RC will work. There's the tap dust. At least gets decent damage on the end of that combo as we keep Scarfelt at bay. However, they managed to get underneath there. Worms their way out of that situation. Will get the combo. Tandem top setups are incoming. Oh my days. The ankle breaker as per usual.
Yeah, that's going to be a huge hit for Scarfelt. Needing one more. Could finish it off here. No, not enough.
Oh my
days.
days.
The JS is going to come out and beat the hair car. Trying to pull the hair car on the Car Battery.
Oh, I think there might have been a whiff there, but Scarfelt may not have actually caught that punish, and so Car Battery does miraculously survive and take it to a final round. They are managing to really wrestle with that script in these last pixel health comebacks as we get right into it.
Yeah, whoever wrote this one needs a raise.
Peak drama, peak entertainment as Car Battery does fight back. There's the punish right there. Gets that screen carry. Scarfelt being pushed ever so slowly back towards that corner. 50 tension on the side of Car Battery now. Burst from Scarfelt as they try to survive and get back in this round somehow.
He goes for the shimmy, hits the double overhead. And that's going to be Car Battery taking the first game.
Yep, 1-0 to them so far. And I mean, very good stuff. Clutch in the defense, very good at managing their timings on the burst and the options to put someone back in the corner, which we've seen consistently throughout the set, especially against Mr. Finer, for example. But now, there's the burst from Scarfelt. Happy to go back to mid-screen. Looking to get into the aggressive zone as fast as possible, but not happening. The throw again. Car Battery's been using that a lot. I do feel like it actually is starting to become a defined trait that people are exploiting in this bracket. Scarfelt is getting caught out by a lot of players on throw.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And something big to know about this set is I'm pretty sure this is the money, like,
the money set, yeah.
Yeah, this is the money set.
If you come with 4, if you get nothing, ooh, this is going to be for all the stakes. Going to pay for those busters or those taxis, depending on how you got here.
Exactly.
We'll see. Scarfelt going for that Capel mix-up. Good block so far as Car Battery is going to get caught, however, and sent to the corner. Tandem top incoming, gets caught once more, and that will be the wall break and the positive bonus. Scarfelt looking good.
Ooh, well, was looking
For a second.
well, yeah. But no confirm coming out. Car Battery is going to be going to the, never mind, goes to the corner reset. Bad move, wow, I got hit.
My neck was broken before that mix-up even came out. I just had a feeling. And we're going to spend on the overdrive to ensure we go to the final round. Scarfelt taking us to final round game, and once again, burst available on both sides in full, so it's going to be an aggressive round in terms of resource usage, I feel like. Scarfelt backs us to the corner, gets the shaker, trying to get the condiments out, not going to work. Oh, falling buttons once more. Car Battery has got very good timing with those ranged normals.
Yeah. Oh, wow, gets the needle to stop the air dash in. Wow, delayed JD to catch with an overhead, but Scarfelt catching on, sticking out the 6Ps to catch those JDs. Bedman JS catching and is going to keep go baits the throw. We are still going. That's not a slump. Gonna have to break that wall.
Yep.
And both players looking dead even.
In terms of resources, yes, the flex shield right there from Car Battery, but the PRC to catch. Scarfelt hyper aware in that situation, and that will be 1-1 right there as we do get the evening of the score. An effective first to two between these two players, and it looks like Scarfelt is beginning to adapt. Ooh, aggressive start from Car Battery right there to get in close. But the fight back, the very quick burst spend from Car Battery as well, really wants to just keep Millia off them at all costs, which, I mean, fully fair enough given her pressure and the way her game plan works. But leave them a bit vulnerable, I think, sometimes in terms of when they can challenge and take their turn back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And with, oh my god, big counter hit there. Not too much damage because the wall was heavily damaged, but the hard knockdown is going to do a lot for Scarfelt here. Going to keep going and is going to get caught by that overhead. And now this puts Scarfelt in the lead.
Yep, very much so, as they look to re-aggress immediately. Doesn't get the full string right there, but the air challenge from Car Battery is very good. So we're looking to use those Bedman JSs right in the checkbooks as we get the wall break again on the side of Millia. However, positive bonus incoming as we get just under 50 tension gauge. Should be good for the RC or any overdrive cash outs. However, Car Battery does get those air-to-air checks. Credit where it's due. Say what you will about Bedman's buttons. Car Battery is using them very well. However, they are going to get overwhelmed by this overdrive. Here comes the burst though to fight back. Here's the red RC for the confirmed. Corner secured as well. Big damage for Car Battery in the setup.
Yeah, gets the hit with JS. And is going to take the round, evening things up once again. Oh my god, hard call out with the close slash.
That was sick from Car Battery right there, dashing on in, trying to get the damage. Air-to-air check, technically with that counter hit, really nice stuff. But now Scarfelt finds that hit, trying to go towards the corner and set the tandem top up. The neck breaker once again, juggling in the air. Another setup, the angle breaker attempted. YRC is going to work out to reset the turn. No punish on that slam as we go into the corner, crosses up with the JH. Scarfelt confirms they're on fire again.
Yeah, and he's going to grab that hit. Not enough to get the kill. Has to go for one more reset. The Bad Moon with the 50 bar. Just building it on the Bad Moon is going to put Scarfelt up 2-1.
Yep, very nice there. Very good under pressure, I would say, from Scarfelt, keeping the range of options high and available. Like, in terms of defining things that I'm seeing in the set so far, Car Battery's air-to-air challenges have been really good, as well as their burst usages of the gauge overall. Scarfelt, though, has been sticking to that tried and true game plan with the mixes, and that's just devolving Car Battery in the end. Yeah. We'll see if that will allow them to come back, or if Scarfelt's going to go all the way and go to losers finals. Nice air-to-air challenge again from Car Battery, sailing on in, keeping Scarfelt in the corner as much as possible, but they're really committed to not using that burst, evidently.
Goes with the low, it's blocked, runs into the 2P, and that's going to be a huge stop sign for Scarfelt.
Yep, unfortunate for Scarfelt, but Car Battery is going to be feeling the positive from that one as we do get caught, though. 50% of your life bar about to go up in smoke here with this wall break. Maybe a little bit more. Positive bonus incoming. 50% tension immediately built to the RC. Car Battery has to burst there. Evades the needle. Gets in towards the corner. Very good round for Scarfelt here so far.
Oh, and still has time to pick up.
perfect as well to get himself that set point opportunity. Scarfeld really looking to finish things off as we do find the way in. I think this is why they were holding on to that burst gauge so adamantly. They desperately wanted to keep it for the final round and get themselves out defensively. Car Battery doesn't have that option available to them. Probably only going to be a wild assault at best. Punish is there though, nice check towards the corner again, but Scarfeld still has a chance. Not going to use it just yet, however.
Yeah, I'm very worried about Scarfeld still holding on to the burst. You can't hold on to it for that long, especially when throw becomes a factor. As I said, throw cannot be bursted. If Car Battery somehow manages to open them up with a throw, it's all over.
Oh, big counter here for Scarfeld right there though. Going to be a huge opportunity to extend. Not a single burst going to be used. Instead, this singular wild assault as they do go for the reset. Angle breaker gets the hit. 50 tension is imminently arriving. They kept it for these two wild assaults to allow for the extension. Overdrive is there. Not dead just yet. One more gamble for Car Battery.
Oh, goes for the super PRC.
And the JH to break the neck. GG's to Car Battery. They will equalize their best placement at IGM with that 4th place once again. Scarfeld there. I mean, like you said, I was beginning to get worried as well. Holding on to the burst gauge for that long and using effectively nothing with it. But then, in less than 10 seconds between each other, 2 wild assaults that were pivotal to finishing the game off. You know what? Credit where it's due. Scarfeld played that one pretty smartly, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing that I noticed about the way that set ended, that was a super PRC that got caught. The super would have actually hit there.
Ooh, that hurts even more as well when you think about it, though, because that
if they let it ride, that would have been the game. But
yeah, I mean,
they're two, believe it or not, two completely different options that you can pick. So that was like just the same way as if they went left side, you blocked right. You know,
like it fully makes sense. You've got to commit one way or the other. You've got to believe what your opponent is going to do, and unfortunately, the belief was not in the right option this time. However, still, got to be talked about that Car Battery did an amazing job this weekend, and I think they'll be very happy with that result. And we'll hopefully see them at the remaining IGMs this year, of course. We should have a Summer Showdown and a Winter Showdown, which you can keep up to date with by doing !circuit in the chat. I'll do it as well to make sure everyone can see it. As a reminder, we are also looking to get the contributions for the GoFundMe to ensure that the finals of the Emerald Circuit are as high quality as possible. If you can potentially donate to that one, that would be massively appreciated. Shout out to Left Boot in the chat as well, much love. But I do see the 2 players that are taking their seats right now. As you can imagine, straight after losers semis, we are going to level on up and upgrade to the losers finals, where we have Scarfeld going up against Joe.
Yeah, and after our loser semis, we are going to have a rematch of our winners semis, which is going to be Joe versus Scarfeld now, as you said. And it was pretty dominant. It was a 3-0 for Joe in winners semis. But
yeah.
From what I've noticed is after that set, Scarfeld, something clicked. Something has happened, and they're playing completely different from what they played in that first set. So possibly not completely warmed up after, that first game, but definitely on a roll now.
That's what it takes for some people, though, when you think about it. Just like that like sort of danger sense moment where you get sent to losers, where maybe you lose a game that you really know you shouldn't have lost, and then it forces the lock-in. So Scarfeld clearly elevated from that experience and win the semis. But we're going to see who's going to come out on top here as we get to losers finals. But we're going to do a button check first, I believe, just making sure that everything is good to go. I mean, hey, like you rightfully said before, money's on the line at this point. You do not want to leave any stone unturned.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The worst thing that could possibly ever happen to you at an offline is you play your set, there's money on the line, and your buttons are wrong.
Yeah, and it's like you have to give up a game because you know you need to change the buttons.
Yeah.
And then maybe it was a close set, but that one advantage you gave to your opponent is a decider. But regardless, these 2 players need no advantages. They are just absolutely sick regardless. Scarfeld, our champion from Summer Showdown. Joe, 3rd place at Winter Showdown. The 2nd place at Button Mash in March. I mean, 2 very high-level players. Old versus new, like you rightfully pointed out last time. We have fans in the chat for Joe, it looks like. Shout out to Xandra and Volton. But it's time for losers finals here. The Millia versus the Testament. Are we going to see another 3-0 sweep? Is there going to be a run back for Scarfeld, who will go to Grands? Let's find out.
All right, and as we start off, we've seen Joe already putting out more zoning, and it seems Scarfeld has completely changed their game plan from last set, as they were getting called out by those H Reapers so often. They've stuck way more grounded so far, and are just looking for whiff punishes on these projectiles that they have found.
Pixel of Life for Joe right now is going to be a nightmare of a comeback for sure, but it is possible if they try to zone out the Millia. Not going to work. I like that rip on the tandem top there, letting it launch forward like a Beyblade, just to catch him on any options to set up for the set play. Smart from Scarfeld as we go into the next round right here. Joe's going to try and take that corner as quickly as possible. The Raven is there, trying not to get hawked. As we get into that situation, backdash is called out. Pressure is mounting, but Scarfeld's doing a very good job at spending, but they are losing out on so much tension having to FD all this.
Yeah, and Joe is just keeping on the pressure. Not able to get the kill off that, but doesn't matter. Arbiter Sign going to be taking that.
That was a monstrous offensive sequence right there from Joe. Like, Scarfeld's tension gauge was just bleeding for so long in that situation as we keep the pressure up, trying to get that JH with a backdash. Big call out from Joe right there as we dash on in. Pressure is there, burst on both sides. Nice extension. Scarfeld does go for that quick burst to try and survive, but the offensive burst from Joe to keep him at bay. Okay.
And the hair car coming out, pulling out Car Battery's battery and using it themselves in this set.
Big counter hit to get that one right there. First game going to Joe, as I see Gideon in the chat. And all I can say to you this time, Gideon, is behave.
Behave.
Behave, Gideon. I see what you're saying. Much love to you. But Joe is going to get that first game. We are going to launch right on in. Scarfeld getting caught out a few times. JH, my God, where's the fear? Where is the awareness of your danger?
Joe just did run of gold burst. That was definitely a misinput. But I don't know what it was a misinput on. Or maybe, you know, he just decided I'm going to run up gold burst.
I mean, the EMEA gold burst is a renowned mental stack tactic, you know?
Yeah.
We do not understand the method behind the madness, but it is in fact a method. Okay, it gets the wall break though. Very nice from Scarfeld right here as we get that BRC to try and back off with the tandem top. Scarfeld letting them rip like this in those high life deficit situations is really smart, because any option where Joe gambles, probably just going to get caught by it. Joe fighting back though, starts off strong. This corner is where they love to be, especially with a burst gauge that is nigh on worthless right now. Scarfeld's going to have to fight so hard to escape. The cap hell's there, but the string is not ending. Ugh, tip of the scythe for the extension.
Yeah, ooh. Oh, wow. That was just a raw hit. It's going to get caught by that H Reaper, but does not face Scarfeld. Just going to hit them, steal that corner. Wow. And now it's looking pretty dire for Joe. Needs to guess, gets hit, and that's going to be things evened up 1-1. This is looking already better than that winner semi set.
Yeah, death by 1,000 cuts in that situation right there. Scarfeld was made to bleed a lot in that corner, but unfortunately, the moment they found that Capel escape, it all just went unraveled from there. Obviously, a key move for the movement of Millia. Joe's going to have to find a way to control that. The burst there from Joe, they need to get out of this corner quick, and they do recognize that as they try and get in. Stay and states there. Nice challenge from Scarfeld, though, but I believe there was a backdash into that challenge on the punish. Still not working out. Still the pressure mounts. Still the corner is there for Scarfeld, who will get this wall stick, spending it on the overdrive. The pressure's just not going away.
Yeah, and oh, wow. Just the ankle breaker.
The ankle breaker again working out as we do get that hit there from Scarfeld, taking another round, another counter hit, starting things off, going aggressive to the corner. Tandem top is set up. Oh, that is a very, very quick break of the wall. So positive bonus incoming. Joe at least has burst back, but they're going to have to find a way to advantageously use it as they get caught out by the Bad Moon mix-up once more.
Ooh, nice 2K check. Doesn't get a combo off it, but does manage to keep their head above water just for a little bit longer. So close to closing out this game. Needs one pixel of health, and that 6P is going to be that pixel. that they need.
Yeah, I like Joe's ability to escape from that situation. They did have the jump over well timed in the movement as well, but hey, Scarfeld's got layers ready for you. And these two are going to launch right back in. Scarfeld, one game away from getting to Grand Finals and completing also this run back against Joe, who 3-0'd them earlier. Let's see who comes out on top in Game 4.
Yeah, well, it seems Scarfeld is still kind of struggling to try and get in here. The zoning that Joe is putting out is plentiful, but is the offense. Now, we have seen Joe's corner offense is spectacular, but getting to that corner is going to be Joe's top priority. Is this going to hit? No.
The jump over, and the worst part was I don't even think that was a guaranteed punish for Scarfeld. Joe just got caught out right there and saw the wall breakers incoming again. Oh, wait, hold on a minute, huh? Not actually going to happen. Scarfeld didn't commit to that. However, they are going to RC. They are going to be able to spend on the overdrive this time. And when you factor in the roll break as well, that is going to be the kill, and it is now set point and qualification to the Grand Finals for Scarfeld here.
Yeah, needs to try and get out of this. Oh, and it's going to get burst baited. This is so big for Scarfeld. Needs one more good opening to take this and move on to Grand Finals to fight Matty.
Yep, sending the Crow, trying to get in close. Oh, that's a huge 6P right there. Scarfeld going for that aerial combo towards the corner. Another counter hit in the face. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Joe tried their best. Unfortunately,
they killed him.
Oh my God.
He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Is he good? He is good. Okay. Joe, sadly, not going to be able to take it this time. It is, in fact, Jova. As we do get that W. Scarfeld, though, qualifying the Grand Finals right there. Big W for them. And completing the run back against the person who sent them to the losers in the first place. So that's another W, indeed. But now, it all comes down to two. This Grand Finals between, I do think, the likely favorites of who was going to get here, regardless if it was winners or losers, Matty and Scarfeld.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, Hawkey did say the exact same thing. If there was any two people that they thought was going to get here, it would be these two. So, yeah, I mean, we have the matchup. And I did say this matchup specifically, I direly wanted to see on stream where it was going to be just pure evil of Potemkin against Milia. Like, if you could ever embody a matchup as the nuclear-enhanced cockroach that will not die no matter what versus a walking tank, I think that's what you've got here. And I think Scarfeld has their work cut out for them this time, that's for sure.
Yeah. Milia against Big Body sure is an experience.
It's a matchup. Not even just, Milia versus Gold Lewis, Milia versus Potemkin. Milia versus big bodies in general is just a matchup in its own right.
Darkness versus light.
Darkness versus light, spitting. You can only have one at any given time, bro, clearly. But no, we're going to see who's going to come out on top. I think the two of them are just sorting out the setup right now, and then we'll get into that one. Any predictions?
Nah, I'm going to save them.
Oh, you're going to save them?
I'm going to save them.
Now, is that because you don't want to jinx anything, or is that because you want to be advanced brain and make sure you don't script it?
Well, I've read the script.
Oh, you read the script?
Yeah, I'm just not going to spoil. Like, okay, it's like you've brought somebody to a movie you've already seen before. You're not going to tell them the end of the movie.
I mean, true. You're going to sit here and be like, I've played these games before, but I'm not going to tell you what is in these games. Right, button check in progress. Thank you guys in the chat for turning up to watch this stream, by the way. I mean, very nice to see the audience, whether you're here as a first-time viewer, if you're part of the gang in the EMEA Strive scene that have pulled up, much love to every single one of you. Please do make sure you are supporting the Island FGC as a collective. We have a lot of locals in the area as well. But it's time to let this Grand Finals rock. The final statistic showdown as Scarfeld has that first place at Summer Showdown. Matty has that first place at Winter Showdown. This is going to be about who is actually going to have the advantage in the ratio of who has the most W's. Is it going to be Matty? Is it going to be Scarfeld?
Yeah, exactly. These are two IGM winners, and I think the only two, if I'm not wrong.
For Strive at the very least.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Strive,
Yeah. I love how you can see Scarfell cheering along as well. But yeah, our crowd hype man enthusiast, Mr. President himself, George Bush, who was a blast to be on the mic with for Street Fighter yesterday. But curious who the crowd's going to lean for here in this matchup between Millia and Potemkin. Let's do this. Scarfell going up against Matty. And we launch right on in. We're poking immediately with those hands, trying to stop Scarfell getting in close. Matty really wants that keep away game to work out until it can get in close to the corner.
Yeah, and the complete, like, 180 from what we saw last set. Scarfell trying desperately to move and run in has been completely changed. Not even moving an inch. Sitting full screen, just waiting for Matty to leave an opening. They cannot take these risks. And this is why Matty getting any kind of hit can lead to this.
Damn, this is the first time we've seen the Heavenly Pop Buster in top 8?
Yeah, oh wait, it actually is.
Damn, the spinal readjustment right there to solidify the first time appearance of that overdrive. Whiffing this time though, but not able to punish in time. Unfortunate for Scarfell, but a big call out by using that special 2 times in a row. Matty, please. You don't gotta push so much. Look at that life bar lead that you usually have with Potemkin. Does get called out again though. Big counter hit for Scarfell, who is gonna get a lot of damage on the wall. I think a couple of hits here will be enough to break it.
Yeah,
there we go.
There it is. Backwards Millia foot, breaking the wall. The BMF, both characters having one. Oh! Wow.
Hey, Scarfell is feeling brave right now, but they are going to get that hit. So, final round in game 1. Okay. Scarfell fighting back. BMF. Hey, yo, Decknerd has got you on lock with that shout out.
Yeah, that's Decknerd's term. Backwards Millia foot, BMF.
Backwards Millia foot. Deck, I'm going to need the law on that one, but I'm curious. Getting the corner pressure right here with the tandem top. Trying to press out of that one and try and fight back. Good checks from Scarfell though with those low presses. Bro, we've went from seeing 0 hard heavenlies and he's done it twice. What do you mean?
He's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating, he's cheating.
Mods, check his controller. There's the flick, trying to get the final hit to solidify this and finish it off. Scarfell fighting back though as we go for the wild assault. Gets the hit, okay Scarfell, corner secured. PRC, mix up, gets low. Ooh, we still need more because you're going against Potemkin right now, but you've got the tension gauge. Really spending on the RC here to set yourself up for certain. FD's all of the defense. Wild assault again, crosses up. Oh, oh no! Oh! Okay, Scarfell getting that first game on the board, but you have to admit, done under extraordinarily stressful circumstances. How have we gone from seeing 0 Heavenly Pop Busters to 2 in 1 game from Matty there? That was kind of crazy.
Oh. We're just blocking stuff out. Backwards Millia was gonna hit, and now we're hitting with that same side safe jump, trying to bait that burst. Burst is gonna come out, but Matty is not gonna find an opening off it. Tries to go for a sneaky little pop buster there, not going to land. And Scarfell is going to get this 2K2D knocked down.
Getting more pressure, but that's going to get anti-ed. Massive damage immediately. Trying to overdrive immediately to respond in turn, and that guard crush is going to instead get crushed itself. Mix-up is there with the Capel. Gets the hit. Tandem top is there to get himself down to 1 pixel. Matty almost dead. Has to FD pretty much nearly everything here. Gets caught by that dash into the top. And that will be another round. I mean, Scarfell has leveled up so much, man. It's insane to see variety.
Yeah, like, this is some kind of power scaling thing. IGM Grand Scarfell, it's a different beast.
Yeah, like you've seen those things with like Goku versus the universe, and it's like he loses one, and all of a sudden he's just like, pfft.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I smell Gappuccino in the venue?
Wait, are you dead? Wait, you might be dead. Oh, okay, no, you're alive, you're alive.
Could you imagine, bruv? Oh my days, Bad Moon, mix up right there. Scarfell fighting back as we get that juggle towards the corner, setting yourself up again with the FD. Oh, but then the singular challenge. Unfortunate for Scarfell right there, but final round. They do preserve a little bit of the burst gauge advantage that they have over Matty right now, which could be pivotal. We'll see. Nice check there. Nice get the hit.
Yeah, and... Whoa. Still trying to fish for something, but is going to get air-to-aired with that JS. Matty struggling to try and get any hit at the moment. Scarfeld just suffocating them in the corner.
They do fight back though, and Nevedo see, oh my days, the damage, bro, make it stop. God Crush is there. Conditioning, jumps over immediately to call out that pop buster, not phased by the strike throw set play. Now it's time for their set play. It's throw to interrupt. The gap is seen by Matty, seeing the numbers like it's in the Matrix as we try to get that one more hit for the round. Here comes the shield. You've got more than enough gauge to try and FD through. Oh! And there it is. Matty gets the game on the board. It's 1-1, and these two are swinging hard. I think Deck is saying that the Heat Knuckle would have actually killed in OG Season 4 as well, by the way, for that damage.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that when that happened.
That got like a fair chunk of damage like reduction, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Significant, clearly, but we're fighting back in this third game as Scarfelt is going for the pressure. Towards the corner we go. Looking to break that wall very quickly, and they do. Secures the positive bonus nice and early.
Ooh. And we're going to get this hit. Ooh. Not just, oh my god, wait. The RC saved, still alive, can't keep going because of the wall, has to try and stay safe. Scarfelt just farming hits, like weaving little tiny taps through the gaps in a Dark Souls boss, like attack string, slowly piling on while avoiding the attacks. Incredible, and puts Matty on such low health that even that kills.
Evaded through the Dark Souls patterns is so accurate when you're playing Milia versus Pot. It's like, you know, here's me with my little sword that I spent an hour crafting versus Potemkin, the wielder of death.
Yeah.
Excellent maneuvering from Scarfelt in this opening round as they do fight back so far. Is going to have to just hold on to the pressure for the moment, and they're doing a good job, but there's the Wild Assault to extend the pressure. They get caught one more time. There's the Heat Knuckle, big damage towards the corner. Oh my days, you are going to have to say goodbye. Final round for this second game on either side.
Oh. Still playing it safe, gets that hit. And now hit coming out from Scarfelt. Not too much damage, but that's a lot of damage.
That's twice that Scarfelt has zero hesitation called out those strike throws with the pop busters.
Oh yeah.
Immediately going for those jumps with the JH and making a lot of damage out of it as they try to go for the setup once again. Matty, however, keeping that tension gauge high for the FD, is going to be able to fight back. Heavenly Potemkin Buster does whiff this time. Scarfelt will be breathing a sigh of relief, but they're going to get anti-air here.
Ooh, is that a safe jab? Yeah, Matty getting the safe jab, and now that's 2-1 up over Scarfelt.
Bro. My man was just doing jab, 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 jab in his face like he was chopping down trees the way he was pressing this. And it just worked. I mean, I can see Amanitas in chat saying it. And I mean, yeah, like my man was literally just going jab in the face and it still worked.
It's called a frame kill.
It's called a frame kill. Listen, you don't understand. The 6-2P mirror matchup, it's got to think about it. But no, next game, Matty, one more game away from getting this tournament W. Scarfelt has got to fight back, and they do so very nicely here with that air-to-air check. Big damage, corner secured, so you will go for that hard knockdown and positive bonus. Good start from them in this fourth game.
Still trying to... Oh, miss input. That's going to be huge. In fact, it's going to be massive for Matty getting this hit. And now into the corner. This is going to be set point for Matty.
Tournament point even at this point. One more round will be enough for the kill here in this entire tournament as we do get that backdash on the round star pop buster read. Scarfelt mixing it up and getting the immediate wall break. Very quickly going to be securing themselves into that positive bonus, but they have to use that gauge wisely. Nice check from Matty though, and once again long range taps to reduce that life bar a bit.
Yeah, we're just slowly piling on damage.
That deflect shield was nice.
Yeah, that deflect shield was really nice. Going in with the Mega Fist, trying to land one hit. A close slash from Matty here would be amazing.
Wow, and you're going to get the 50 tension as well. Here comes the shield.
I spawned it in.
Wait, the knuckle?
Wait,
the knuckle?
Is
the
he
knuckle?
Dead?
Oh, no, they tried to go.
Oh, that's going to be it. Matty wins.
My
ITM.
God. What a way to do it after everything else. Didn't have the combo, picked it up in the end, and picked it up with the pop buster of all things, the grab to emphasize the W. And it is a pleasure to say that our winner of Guilty Gear Strive at IGM Spring Showdown is going to be Matty for the ZBIs. All of the ghosts in the chat. Variety looking absolutely thrilled by that one.
Yeah.
You know, the poster boy, you could argue. But no. Big GG's, lovely stuff indeed. Scarfeld really did play a good game, and it was very, very fun from them. Like, say what you will, that matchup is no easy feat whatsoever, and some of the answers and some of the counterplay we did at least see displayed when it came through was sick. Like, I want to see Scarfeld play more, honestly.
Hang on. Matty! Is there anything you want to say?
Nerf Bridget 5H, Nerf Bedman 2P, Nerf Bedman JS. YouTuber feed massive, huge, massive.
Okay, to be fair, the Bedman JS one, I get. Everything else...
I can count on the number of atoms in the collective universe, how many times I've been hit by Bridget backdash from my CS, Slam 5H hits me,
Valid. You know what? Valid. I like it. But no, Matty, any thoughts about the tournament? You know, first place, big W?
Yeah, big W, yeah. Massive win.
Massive win, you could say.
Massive, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm very pleased. Pot's broken, so that helps. But yeah, no, I'm glad to have, because IGM Summer lost the score so it's nice to...
Oh, the run back.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. But yeah, huge GG's to you. That should be 300 euros going your way. I'm pretty sure Shin will sort that payout to you ASAP.
Oh, it's all going to be spent on Fortnite. It's all going on Fortnite.
Oh, man.
Or the Switch 2, I guess, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
look,
but never mind.
Your biggest hater is here, Matty. You can't see this, but Hawkeye is just off the camera to the left, clapping like they have been forced to at gunpoint.
I think he does want a medal.
Oh,
if I had my my propeller hat, well, I gave it to Joe last IGM when he won. He had a little propeller hat on him.
I think I remember that.
I started. Oh no! I put it on him.
Oh,
and
you
I-
actually just straight up.
Yeah, and I said, "To the king goes his crown."
Oh, man. I do love you guys in the Strat community.
Oh
Top
my
8
god!
list? Oh, yeah. Okay, so
yes.
before we do wrap up the stream today and we do put a full stop on this wonderful weekend of IGM, we should, of course, say GG's to our entire roster for Guilty Gear Strive, of course. We did have a 7th place for Flood and Mr. Finer. No, sorry, not Mr. Finer, excuse me. Mr. Potato and Dr. K. I mean, those two were very enjoyable to see in that losers round 1. 5th place going to Flood and Mr. Finer, excuse me on that correction there. We did have a 4th place for Car Battery, equalizing their previous tournament best, which was huge for them. 3rd place going to Joe, who started off very strong. Would need to see a bit more momentum out of them, but I do think they have the potential to do better for sure. 2nd place, of course, Scarfeld, a sick losers run. And your winner of Spring Showdown this time around is, of course, Matty, taking on the 300 euros and the massive points haul for the Emerald Circuit. But Variety, first things first, it has been an absolute pleasure. It's always nice to be meeting and getting on the mic more with newer commentators in terms of like who I've not worked with before.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know, this is our first time. It was very enjoyable. And I mean, shout outs to everyone who turned up in the chat. So, Spring Showdown is done. Oh, that's stream. Oh, okay, sick, my bad. But that is for Guilty Gear Strive that we're done. Turns out, jump scare, surprise, Uni 2.
Under Night, yeah.
Yeah, Under Night. Actually, you know what? Fair enough. I forgot about Under Night, but they've actually been having a sick bracket in the side room.
Oh, yeah.
And they've had a TO in there all day running. It's a shout out to him.
See, I walked in on it earlier because I've started playing Under Night like a small bit. And I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to finish commentating top 8 so I can play Under Night. And then I looked at the schedule, Under Night top 8.
Yeah, so
it was like,
we're done here.
We got to
Under
get
Night
onto that.
is going to be coming up next. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. That is the conclusion for me and Variety at Spring Showdown. Join us for Under Night. Other than that, signing off. And until next time, thank you and goodbye.
Bye-bye.